Gearing up for war, don't get it mixed up. I come in peace, kid. I'm bringing commentary and the new releases. I put them hours in to get prepared now. We play on expert level, don't be scared now. I'ma destroy you when I'm forth, I can tear down. If you ain't tuned into the channel, keep your head down. Cut the fix up with some Xbox babies, put the switch up. See me gearing up for war, don't get it mixed up. I come in peace, kid. I'm bringing commentary and the new releases. I put them hours in to get prepared now. We play on expert level, don't be scared now. I'ma destroy you when I'm forth, I can tear down. If you ain't tuned into the channel, keep your head down.
Hey guys, welcome to The Fix. It's been a while. I'm happy to be back. Me with my illustrious co-star co-host, Daniel J. McGee. I know many people haven't piled in yet, so I'm going to share out the link, and if you guys see it on my timeline, if you could do me a favor and share it out as well so we can get it populated in here. It's been a minute, so I don't blame anyone not being here. But Danny, man, welcome back, brother. What have you been up to? Tell the good folks what you've been up to and what you've been playing, watching, etc.
Yeah, I've been up to a lot. Where do I start? So probably the biggest thing, because I know we're going to talk about Superman later. I watched Superman. But probably the biggest other thing that I did is I went to AEW All In Texas, baby. And it was awesome. It was so good.
I want to ask you, because I saw some stuff, and I'm like, what is this? Because
did you see a man get stabbed with a fork?
I did.
Yes, that did happen.
That's what I saw, and I'm like, is this really wrestling or this torture porn? What is going on here?
It's a Texas death match.
Because that
That's
seems
normal
like
in Texas.
but it seems like that's the only thing. What's his name does? What's his dude? What's the guy's name?
Oh, Moxley? Yeah, well, Moxley's a psychopath. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, kind of.
Yeah, like every time I see him, it's like, oh, how much pain can I endure? How much torture can I endure? You know what I mean?
That is correct. Do not let Moxley near you or anyone you love. Stay away from Jonathan Moxley. The man should not be allowed near schools or hospitals. Keep him away.
Or near children. No, let me stop.
Yeah, he's a psychopath.
Yeah.
It was great though, such a good. So he's had the championship for a long time. He started this faction called the Death Riders, like I don't know, 9 to 11 months ago, maybe a year, I don't know. And they won the title, and he's been hiding it in a briefcase the whole time. So we haven't even like seen it, because that's his whole thing. Is he's like, someone's got to be able to like rise up and beat me. Like I want AEW to be the best it's ever been, and that's only going to happen if someone can finally beat me. And we finally got that. We finally got the belt back. Hangman Adam Page, who's not from Texas, but we claim him. He's a cowboy, so
right.
He's, he's invited. What an amazing moment. So good.
So
And you get the payoff of not just getting the belt back, but you get the payoff of this like long-term relationship between him and Swerve Strickland coming due. You've got Darby Allin coming back. We got Adam Copeland came back. Like there was so much going on at this pay-per-view, and the crowd was insane. Like every time something happened, that was the loudest crowd I've ever been a part of. It was amazing. What an experience. Easily the best pay-per-view I've ever been to.
I gotta say, like a lot of times I'll see people talk about AEW. Palpatine said that's old school wrestling. Absolutely.
Wow.
So a lot of times I'll see people like,
when the fork comes out,
AEW, right? And then they'll be like,
yeah.
oh yeah, the crowd, blah blah blah. Now I'm saying this from ignorance because I don't know, but it always seems like when I see it, it's like empty. The audience. What am I watching that I'm missing that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that their like weekly TV is often in like either really small venues or does have like gaps in the audience. Because they are the smaller company. Like they're not WWE. They're not pulling WWE numbers.
Right.
But like All In is basically their WrestleMania. So yeah, that bitch basically sold out. Like there was not there's probably a couple of seats that were empty, but there wasn't like, you were looking around and the only sections that didn't have like 90 to 95% capacity filled were the ones that they have roped off for like, and this is where we're putting the camera, and they roped off like the very upper deck of the stadium because you wouldn't have been able to see shit from up there anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out to everybody in the chat again. I see you nerds, my brother. See you, Palpy. Of course, Grey Monad Ahmad. I mean, we have to. I would say I have to be more consistent on the channel. So I apologize to those who typically support us and may not be here. And for those, matter of fact, hold on, let me do a volume check. I forgot my sound settings on this PC has been resetting. Let me make sure I'm loud enough. Yeah, It says 34. Yep, there we go. Get me up.
We love that.
Now I'm at 75. There we go.
But yeah, there were all of the matches were at least good. I would say that there were 3 that were like 10 out of 10 matches, and that Texas Death Match absolutely was one of them. That match was, I mean, that blew the roof off the damn place. It was insane. But also Kenny Omega and Okada, phenomenal match. That's a historic rivalry between those two, where it's been taking place over like, I want to say over a decade now, and this was their 5th match, like 5th official like pay-per-view match, and it's all tied up now. They've got each one of them has 2 wins, and then there was a tie because they went to a time limit draw once. It's like absolutely amazing. 2 of the best wrestlers in the world for sure. And then you got Toni Storm and Mercedes Moné.
Okay, Mercedes Moné. I don't. She is crazy to see like her ascent.
Awesome.
We're coming from WWE to there. Like she's the champion over there, right? In AEW.
She has the mid card title.
Okay.
So she has the women's mid card title, the TBS championship, but she also has 6 other championships from other promotions.
6.
And 6, yeah. She's got the
Sheesh.
CMLL championship. She's got the New Japan Strong. She got all of them.
Who do you think she is? Floyd Mayweather? What the hell?
She's walking around with 7 belts right now, or 6 or 7, I forget.
Oh wow!
But when she came down to the ring, she had this like crazy long like flowing cape on, and on the cape was written all of the names of the people she had taken the titles from.
Oh wow!
It was a hit list.
I don't mind that. I like that.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, I am glad that she lost though, because I feel like that makes sense from like a booking perspective. She hadn't lost yet in AEW since she debuted like a year ago or 2 years ago, whatever it was. So like she's been booked real strong, but when you have that many titles, if you win one more title, then I feel like that just becomes like another one.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they want like their big women's title to just be another title. They want it to be the title. And so it makes a ton of sense for why Toni Storm ended up winning. Also, Toni Storm's like the biggest name in women's wrestling right now. Like she's crazy. She's
Toni
blowing
Storm.
up like
Toni
no
Storm
one's
is the Marilyn Monroe chick, right?
Yes. Yeah. I think it's like more specifically like I think the time period that she's calling back to is like even before before Marilyn Monroe. But yeah, I mean that is who you're talking about for sure.
Yeah, she's
hilarious.
Sexy little woman. I've seen her. I'm like, all right now. Saying
She's
happy
awesome.
birthday to me too. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. She says some of the most out of pocket things. It is not. It ain't right. If you've seen her on commentary at any point, then you have had a good time.
Oh man, that's what I'm here for. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. But yeah, she seems pretty cool. Was she ever with? Let me ask you, was she ever with the? Because I only ask this because it seems like they kind of they tend to kind of lose like solid talent. I'm sorry,
they do.
Gray, I had to do it.
There was a thing for a while there where like Triple H had NXT when he was in charge of that and Vince was still around, and they did a really great job there. Yeah. But then when people moved up to the main roster, they went from being in Triple H's creative to being in Vince's, and he didn't understand like any of them. And so there was this huge wave of like genuinely some of the best wrestlers in the world right now who just like completely floundered on the main roster of WWE, and they never found footing. And so they ended up, a lot of them getting fired, and then they got picked up other places like AEW and New Japan and all these other places. And they're all doing a lot better. Well, not all of them. Some of them are in like prison basically, but like, yeah, we don't need to talk about what happened to Velveteen Dream, but yeah, there were a couple people who didn't quite make it for a number of very valid reasons.
I like how you said they're in prison, like kind of. I'm like, wait a minute. Are you not in there halfway?
There's a lot going on with a couple of them, but yeah, and they've been doing like a lot of cuts. I mean, we've talked about it on here a couple of times where like it's like every year after WrestleMania they cut like 20 people. It feels like and a lot of the time those people are people who are really good. They just never got the chance because there's a lot of other people who are really good and they get all the TV time. So then they go other places and they sort of like find themselves. And that's exactly what happened with Toni Storm. Is she was huge on the like UK scene when she started on the indies. And then she came to WWE and she was really big in NXT for a while. She came in roster and just everyone forgot that she existed. And now she's probably the biggest name in women's wrestling.
Wait, you say the biggest? I
think so.
You think even bigger than some of the WWE divas, if you will, the Rhea Ripleys and such? And
Rhea Ripley would be the one that would be like really testing that. But I do feel like right now Rhea Ripley's kind of in a cool off period. So I think right now, yes, but in general, no. You know what I mean? Because Rhea's not really doing a whole lot right now.
She's not. I mean, she will. Excuse me. To be fair, she had a really, really damn good match with EO. Although I will say this, like
she did.
People are what's up, Boom? What's up, JP Games? Oh, that's Dusty. You changed the name. The thing I will say about the EO Sky situation is I think EO does a good job. I feel like she gets carried heavily by Rhea though. Like Rhea's clearly way bigger than her. So she has to like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like she has to dumb herself down to be thrown around a bit.
I agree and I disagree. I think EO's great, but I do feel like if Rhea's in a match, she's carrying whoever she's with, like 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Because Rhea is just on that level. But I don't think Io's like bad or anything.
No, I don't think she's bad. I just think it's weight class differences. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That's the problem. It's like
there's the only person that might be able to like weight class Rhea Ripley is Jade Cargill, and I love Jade Cargill, but she's not the performer that Rhea is.
She's not. No, she's getting better, but she's clearly still green in a lot of ways. You can see it. But I mean, it's the promo game too. That's what needs to step up. You can tell when the confidence is there. Excuse me, and it's not quite all the way. It's clearly there as far as like body management and everything and athleticism for her. But when it comes to mic skills and I think technical know-how in the ring, she's not all the way there yet. You know what I mean?
I would say that's sort of a bigger problem with WWE in general, and it's not because they're like bad on the mic, but it's because a lot of what they have to say on the mic is scripted, and like they're just not actors. I
see.
So I feel like a lot of them just like don't.
And some people excel at that, and some don't. Right, when it's a storyline, right? You put a CM Punk in anything, it's going to be good, right? So like some people are just really really good on the mic, and some people have to work their ways into it. But I mean, it is what it is on that. I would ask, who is because I think the last match I saw highlights from, aside from dude being stabbed in the damn head, was I'm with you, Dusty. Personal acting coaches would help. The last one I saw was like this. I don't know if it was a fatal 4-way. I think it was a fatal 4-way. A fatal 4-way with my man. What's that dude that got that? He comes out with Nana, whatever.
Oh, Swerve Strickland.
Swerve, yeah, they had like a fatal 4-way.
You would love Swerve Strickland.
I like
that dude
him.
Fucks.
What I've
He's
seen.
So cool.
Yeah, you know who he reminds me of, and it's not just because of the locks, but he reminds me of Black Viking.
Well, I don't really know Black Viking, but maybe.
Yeah, like if you see an image of Black Viking, he kind of reminds you of Swerve a little bit. Even the way they talk, I've seen him in an interview. They talk somewhat similar. Black Viking has more of a slower pace in how he says things. He'd be like, yeah, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. But he has you could tell they're both intelligent brothers. So, like, and the image of BV is very reminiscent to me of Swerve. Yeah. Palpatine said, I live in Chicago and shocked by someone getting stabbed in the head. Listen, we shoot here. We don't stab. We just
don't expect it to happen on TV is all.
Right. And we shoot here, Palpy. We don't. There's no stabbings. That's in London or UK somewhere. That's the stabbings. You get shot over here.
I cannot stress enough. The fork was the first thing that happened in that match. That was like 4 seconds in.
Wait, so that wasn't the ending?
No, the bell rang and they both pulled out forks.
Wait. Time out.
That was the beginning. It got worse.
They started immediately stabbing each other with forks.
There was beds of nails. There was broken glass that they got dragged through. There was barbed wire everywhere.
Broken glass everywhere. No, I don't.
The ending was Moxley got hung. He was hanged with a chain, and he tapped out.
Man. Nerd said everything is wireless in Chicago. Wireless hole puncher. Yeah. That's it, nerds. Oh man, but that's so they started off immediately with the stabbing. Like
it was the bell had not finished ringing. The vibe in that arena the second the four came out was like, oh my god. Everyone was screaming. The people next to me, I didn't even know some of them, and they were like grabbing on.
Wait!
Like, Lord!
Wait, you didn't watch this on? You were there.
I was there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were. Yeah. You did tell me you were going to an event.
Yeah.
I heard it and then somehow blotted it out of my memory. You did. That's right.
It was great. The crowd was so loud. It was so loud.
Now that explains why you said like it was much more like the lively audience. Okay, I get it now.
The energy in that arena, like you could power a city with it. It was insane.
Nice, yeah. I'm not the only one. I didn't even notice that you went. I'm thinking you watched it on TV.
Well, I posted videos. I posted videos in the chat.
Did you?
Yeah, I put like 2 in the wrestling discussions chat.
Oh, now I see it now. Now I see it. Oh, I didn't even look.
Like, there it is. We got her back, baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was great. Probably the best. No, easily the best wrestling show I've ever been to. Because I did go to one WrestleMania, but it wasn't a good WrestleMania.
Which WrestleMania did you go to?
I forget the number, but it was the one. The Rock showed up and he lit his name on fire, but he didn't really do anything. Well, he also kicked Eric Rowan in the balls. But it was the one where Shane McMahon jumped off the top of the cage. I don't even remember who he was in a match with. I think Roman had a match with Triple H that was like kind of okay. I don't know. A lot of people hold it as like one of the not great ones from the last couple of years. I want to say it was like 32, maybe.
Yeah,
they don't come to Texas a ton.
That was 32. Yeah. I looked it up to be certain. It says The Rock, John Cena electrified WrestleMania 32 with triumphant returns. So that was it.
I don't even remember if John Cena was there. It was whichever one the New Day came out dressed as Super Saiyans, which was pretty cool. They were in a big box of Bootios, and it tipped over, and they came out dressed like Dragon Ball characters.
That shit is hilarious. Bootios.
Mm-hmm.
You get your Bootios. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's something else. It has been so long since I've gone to a live event. I remember going in the heydays of Attitude.
There's stuff in Chicago all the time.
I know.
Whenever you want.
AEW, I think was recently here. I think actually, or
they're there right now.
Yeah,
they're going to be there like the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, they're at the not the Allstate. They're at the what's the name of that damn theater? I forgot. It's a pretty famous one though here.
They're at
it's up north. I can't think of the name of it.
The Aragon Ballroom.
Oh, that's it. The Aragon. That's it. The Aragon Ballroom, which is fairly smaller considering, but
yeah, I mean they are a smaller company.
Yeah.
They're obviously growing, but like if it's their weekly TV, then yeah, it's gonna be a smaller arena.
Okay, yeah.
We're talking like basketball.
I might have to go check them out sometime, man. Definitely might have to check them out sometime. But Dusty said, was it Shane versus Undertaker?
I think so. Yeah, that would make sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I remember it was at AT&T Stadium, and it took Undertaker like 45 minutes to walk his ass to the ring.
Oh, that's what that long ramp.
Because he's not allowed to run. He's got to walk
the
whole time with the bells going. He's not allowed to run, so he's got to just walk his ass down.
Rest in peace. But yeah, man, that's dope. I'm glad you. Yeah, it was 32, Dusty, for sure. Glad you enjoyed it, man. Glad you had a good time. You went with a buddy, right? You didn't go by yourself.
No, I went with a group of people. Yeah, there was like
Okay.
6 of us.
Oh, you guys were deep. All right.
So
Yeah.
it was. I mean, and that it was at Globe Life. It's the baseball stadium down here, and
nice.
that is a nice stadium. Like you can be walking around the entire top shelf there and see the whole field, the whole. Well, in our case, the ring, I guess. But you can be like in line for food and still watch the show. Like you don't got to miss nothing.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
great.
dope. Yeah, that's dope, man. I like I said, it's been so long since I've gone to an event. I feel salty a little bit that I wasn't there for like when CM Punk returned, or for instance, or like when The Rock came here as the final boss. The over
Right.
like, so Rock is moved like theater shaking like screams in that one.
When he went to AEW, that debut was in Chicago. Was that Survivor Series that he showed up in WWE? Was that Chicago too?
That was Survivor Series for him. Yep. And the Chicago
makes
crowd
sense.
held him down. They love him here. But yeah.
They don't know better.
I knew you were gonna say something. But yeah, man. What about anything else? You been watching anything else or whatever? Hey, yeah, that pop was crazy, Dusty.
It was crazy. It was insane. I got caught up on the One Piece anime.
Nice.
So I had fallen off like 20, 30 episodes worth. And golly, we just got the whole Kuma backstory. It's real good. It's so good. Like I won't spoil it, but I had also, because I had heard that the Kuma backstory was like really good and really sad. So I read it in the manga first, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, that's really like what a good impactful story. And then I saw it in the anime, and I was like, this is 100% better. It was like it's like the manga's like the rough draft. Like it's not even close how much better the anime is than the manga.
Yeah.
I genuinely I feel bad for people who exclusively read or like who keep ahead of the manga the whole time, because like all you're doing is spoiling the anime for yourself at this point.
Yeah, I have been waiting out to let the manga get really far. So I am on chapter 1,100. I stopped there purposely so I will remember the number. So I got a ways to go because I think they're like
right
1,300.
The anime's pretty much where you are now. Then
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
because the last one I read was 1107, and that was like 2 or 3 after the end of the Akuma backstory.
Okay, yeah.
So
and the Akuma one was sad. It was like,
oh, it's good.
Like if you wanted to hate the world government more, I don't think you could. Right?
I'm telling you.
Like,
It's just like
they're pieces of shit.
Yeah, well, and it's like, hey, is Kuma like maybe secretly the main character of One Piece? Because there's so much of like, oh, he was like part of everything. He was there the whole time.
Yeah, nerds. No, One Piece is a long running. Hey, Starlight, what's up, brother? He says, W stream as always. Thank you, appreciate you for coming through.
Yeah, I think the newest chapter is 1156 or 57. So yeah, there's a lot. Like that. There's a lot.
Yeah, it's up there, but it's long time running manga nerds. I mean, hell, you could. The only one I think that's older right now that's still running is like Hajime no Ippo and Detective Conan.
Yeah, maybe. Detective Conan is long. Yeah. I think whenever it comes up, it's always like there's always these like little kids ones that go on over in Japan, and they're like, well, these have been technically going on forever. And it's like Doraemon or whatever. It's like little ones like that.
Yeah.
That are like super popular over there, but no one over here even knows about because they're for 5-year-olds.
Right. That's true. I forgot about Doraemon. Yeah, like I would never read it, but yeah. Yo, what's up, Stilo? Yeah, man. Well, you said I just finished watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith. You thought it was amazing? Oh, hey, kudos to you. I would not be able to bring myself to watch that. And I got love for Donald Glover, but I don't know.
Oh, the TV show.
Yeah.
I forgot that they did a TV show version of it.
Yeah, I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't because I'm too used to seeing Brad and Angelina. I wouldn't even want to sully that with that, honestly. It's like got the TV show version of the great movie. I don't know. Yeah. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. I will say that. He said he lost a little respect for me. That's messed up. I'll try to earn it back, nerds. I'll try to earn it back. But yeah, man, as far as myself, I have not been watching a ton of things. I did watch Barbarian a week or so ago. For the first time. That's my first time of watching Barbarian. You ever see that before? A horror movie?
No, I haven't seen it. I've heard a lot about it, but I've never watched it.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, kind of weird, it feels kind of plot hole-ish, I'll say. Like, I didn't...
Oh, no.
Just slightly. It's like, okay, wait a minute. Like, it's like, wait a minute. How... nerds. You claim it's better than... He said it's 10 times better than Pitts and Jolie's movie. I don't believe that one, brother. I think that's some bias. I don't believe it's 10 times better. I don't know. Akame got killed. That's a great one too, Dusty, for sure. I didn't see
that either. I know it's good, but it's just never. I've just never gotten around to touching that one.
I've only seen a bit of it. I've seen more than a bit, but yeah, I never was like, let me get this. Akame no Gil, Kame ga Kill, rather.
Yeah.
Sonya trailer. I saw that too. Nerds. It looks okay. I would have preferred to be blown away by it, but I wasn't. But yeah. As far as me, watched it Barbarian. Like I said, it feels plot hole-ish because I don't understand quite how. I can't say anything without giving things away. I'll just say you know what? Let me just keep quiet. I'd rather you see it without being because this is one of those movies where you could be spoiled. Like off of certain things being said, I don't want to say anything about that, so I'll leave that alone. But it was interesting, but not truly scary, if that makes sense. I thought it was more of a thriller in some ways. It did have a horror element, but it was not scary. And I'm a chicken when it comes to these scary movies. I don't like watching scary movies. I'll be paranoid. Like I'll watch it and be like, looking around like dark areas or something, having to go to work or whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, what's that over there? Well, I'll get paranoid.
That's your mistake for working at night. You shouldn't.
I know, right? Yeah. If only I could work in the morning with it, right? Yeah. What up, Coffee?
Yeah, I tend to prefer the type of horror movies where it's more just like psychological stuff instead of just like, and now I'm gonna stab this man 47 times and rip his guts out.
Yeah.
I'm good actually.
No, I feel you. Yeah, you don't want the gore and like the slasher type stuff. I kind of feel you on that. I've outgrown that.
Unless it's Scream. Scream for some reason is just really funny.
Well,
I really enjoy Scream.
Because Scream is like it's not just a scary movie, but it's also the best versions of them of Scream movies are also kind of like what's the word? I don't want to say a decoding, but what's the word I'm looking for here? It is I cannot think of the name. It's not a play on, but it's like making light of the.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
What is the word? I cannot think of the word. I cannot think of it. It's this playing on the tropes of horror movies, but it's a name for that. At least the best Screams I think played on the tropes. But yeah, speaking of which, I didn't watch the last Scream. I got to check that out too. Those I can tolerate. Those like that doesn't do anything for me. Not even parody nerds. It's another word. It's like The Watchmen, right? The Watchmen is not a typical hero story. It's Moore's version of but it's him not tearing down, but something. What's the
deconstructing?
Word? Deconstruction. Thank you. That's it. It's a deconstruction. So scary is what you call it, not dehumanizing. No, it's a deconstruction. It's a deconstruction of the genre, right? And that's kind of what Scream is. It plays into the tropes and stuff like that. It deconstructs what we know from horror movies, like the whole "I'll be back." Like they literally play into that, right? And the calls and the boyfriend coming through the window, like all these different things, the tropes they play into them, or having sex at a young age and being killed because of it, like all those things. It's a deconstruction of that. Same thing like The Watchmen was a deconstruction of superhero comics. But yeah, and I've been playing a bunch of games, man. I've been on this Odin 2 Portal, and this thing I have to say is the best handheld I have ever had, no question. It feels beautiful in the hand. It has great ergonomics, especially if you get the little case that you can put on it. Outside of the case, it's less enjoyable. But if you put the case on it, which I have, it never comes off. It feels great in the hand. OLED screen. Been playing all these emulated games from Nintendo all the way up. So it's just been like a nostalgia overrush, and today I have been playing some of that Donkey Kong. So I've been getting a lot of Donkey Kong again. Yeah, I want people to know you'd have nothing to fear because apparently, there is a way for those on Xbox to get into Donkey Kong as well.
What?
Yeah. Did you know?
No, I mean I wouldn't care either way, but that's neat. That's cool.
Yeah, man. It's just a startling, revelation out here that that Xbox gamers can get a way to play Donkey Kong on Xbox. Would you be interested in that, Danny?
I mean, no, but I'm interested in that it's an option, but I'm not going to play that game.
Yeah. Yeah. Anybody in the chat, would you guys be up for that to perchance, get into a Donkey Kong on Xbox? Would that interest you guys? I just want to know. Yeah. I'm just saying. I'll share something with y'all. I'll share it on the screen so you can see exactly what I mean here. So
is it YouTube? Because that'd be really funny.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna share it right now. Hopefully Nintendo doesn't sue me into oblivion or something like that. But yeah, There you go. Check it out, Dusty. Check it out, chat. Yeah. See it, Palpy? No dev mode. No. You get the whole shebang. Dropping this fall. You see it? They got the handheld there, the love handles. You get to
With the love handle.
yeah, that's what they call it.
That's crazy.
They call
That's
it
crazy.
love handles. Yeah, y'all down? Y'all, you want to get in? What Coffee? What's up? Coffee jumped in with us. Yeah, Coffee. You gonna get a Bananza, Donkey Kong Bananza on Xbox? What's up with you? You gonna get that? We can't hear you, Coffee. I think you're muted.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
There you
Hello?
go.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
There we go.
Okay, good. Yeah, I just wanted to hop in here and see what the fuck you were talking about for a second.
You
'cause
see it
I'm
on the
like,
screen.
What is this guy on?
Look on the screen.
Okay, I'm actually seeing this guy.
Talking about Donkey Kong.
Jesus,
Yeah, you wanna-
man, what are you doing out here?
Hey, I'm just trying to share the love. I want everybody to be able to play this game of the year contender right here. That's all.
You know, I'm okay. I think I'm okay skipping it.
You good?
Actually. I think I'm fine.
This
I
game-
was fine before this. I'm even more fine after.
You gotta get that Donkey Souls edition. Apparently, Morty is talking about how it's not hard enough.
Oh yeah, we were talking earlier, and Morty said it's not that hard, and so Coffee says, "What you want? What did you want? Donkey Souls?" That'd be funny.
mean, I might be a little bit more interested.
You might be more interested in that. Donkey Souls brought to you by Nintendo
Yeah, no. So if we
Open-
could like
open
maybe
world
get
Donkey
some,
and From Software.
if we can maybe get some shoes on that underage girl, if that we could also do with that, I think that might do something.
Oh man,
If we could maybe not stop, or if we could stop pandering to the toe people.
the toe people. But yeah, guys, if you're interested, get your Smash on soon on Xbox. Who says that Microsoft isn't working for you? You all should be happy. Be
you're
happy.
silly. You're a real silly ass Umbra. Let me tell you with this
Yeah.
drop right now.
John says, "Can you please stop degrading Donkey Kong with that Xbox logo?"
I don't think Donkey Kong needs any more degrading. They
Oh,
already ignored
damn.
his ass for like 20 years.
Damn.
Listen, Daniel, come on, dude. You can't deny the donkey is in full effect right now. You can't deny it.
Look, man, I knew it would be. I knew people would be sucking that Donkey Kong. That's why I on my fantasy critic team.
Oh no.
I knew what donkey show we were signing up for. That's why I drafted it on my fantasy critic team.
Oh my god.
Yeah. John said, "Hey yo."
How come?
Listen, so since we're
Why?
on that, let's move to the news roundup. And we got some things to talk about on that.
Did you want to just start with Donkey Kong since you were?
Yeah, let's start with Donkey Kong
Yeah.
since we're on it.
I don't know anything about this, but you've been playing it. Truly, this could have not come out, and it would have not changed my life at all.
Yeah, let's talk about Donkey Kong. Why
Yeah.
not?
So the reviews
why don't we
are
talk
in.
about it?
The reviews are in for Donkey Kong. I can grab it actually. Hold on one second. Danny,
I've got it here.
you got it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it's got a 91 on OpenCritic, which is why I got 22 points on Fantasy, which is really all that matters. I don't know what it's got on Metacritic because who cares? Who cares? At one point, I know on OpenCritic it said it was going to be at an 81, and I was like, oh, that must mean it sucks because like by Nintendo standards, an 81 is like doo doo poo poo. I was at a 90 on Metacritic, so Metacritic actually hates it one more point.
Yeah.
than OpenCritic does. Look at that.
Yeah, Metacritic has it at 91. I believe Open is 90.
One fact, Donkey Kong Bananza, I don't know if you guys knew this, it sold over 10,000 copies in Japan one day before its actual launch. And it went up as high as $109.99 on eBay. 8 copies were sold on eBay for almost $110
Wow.
prior. So people want this game.
Yeah, that's the
Wow.
power of getting a child's feet out. The sickos really go for that.
Yeah, they like the toes, huh?
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I currently still do not own a Nintendo Switch 2. I am intending on buying one for, Donkey Kong, because I want it to have at least 2 titles. And no, I don't count backwards compatibility or
I
Switch
don't
One
either.
titles as titles for the Switch.
Thank
Sure,
you.
yeah.
People try
so
to
I wanted
argue
to have
that.
at least like Mario Kart, Donkey Kong. I would preferably like to have a possible like Mario or Zelda in that mix, but I think Donkey Kong, from what I'm hearing, is worthy of the price of admission. I want to know like length, no pause, like actual pause, no pause. I want to know length of the game itself.
Yeah, definitely pause
right.
on
when it
that.
comes to
Is the time to beat not up yet?
I don't think it's up yet.
That was
but
definitely
it's like-
pause worthy, I would say. Yeah, you said
yeah,
pause.
and
No
it's
pause.
funny that I said no pause, and I'm like, wait a second, I meant
Yeah.
pause.
No, he means it.
So I
Yeah.
got some thoughts on it. Let me share some thoughts on it since I have played
Yeah, go
it.
for it.
I got a good maybe 6 hours maybe of time into it. So not a
They're
lot.
saying it takes between 10 and 15 hours.
Okay, maybe not that much then. Maybe let me retract because no.
Well, you also play games slow as hell.
Yeah, no, actually, I'll stay there because I stayed in that one area for so long. So a lot of my game time was me standing in one area and smashing everything. That's the thing. That's the magic of this game, right? Like the magic of this game is the OCD it creates within you to smash everything and grab every gold nugget, coin, and banana you can find. That's what this game has in spades, right? To their credit, it has.
Dusty, did you change your name again?
That's what I said. That's what I said earlier. Oh, well, no, he changed it again.
Did you change your name again?
No, he literally changed it mid-show. Who you think you are, Diana Ross, changing outfits throughout the show? But yeah, no, like it has this crazy OCD kind of thing it creates within you that you want to smash everything you can, and it does feel good to play. Who fell asleep, Gray? I was woke, but no, I was woke this time. Shout out to Boom.
Shout out to Boom for waking you up. Is that what
Right,
you're trying
no,
to say?
usually I'll be knocked out during that time with Boom. It's hard to be woke during that time for him. But shout out to Boom. Oh no, he's on the wrong channel. He signed into a different account. Okay, but no. So it has really great controls. The art style is really cool. It looks good on the OLED. I played it on an OLED screen. I finally decided to hook up the old base and the important docket. Finally, because typically I was just playing through handheld mode since I got the Switch 2. This is my first time owning a Switch, so I don't have any of that. Oh man, I gotta play Breath of the Wild on this. I don't have that feeling because emulation. I don't need it. So, but I will say from the handheld of mode and everything like that, it plays really nice on it. Like I said, it looks good. It plays well. Has great sound design. I guess I don't know what else you can ask for it. But there was a contentious debate we had on Discord earlier on the GCP Discord. And it was about the Game of the Year nomination, right? And the people think this will be a Game of the Year nominee, which it likely will. It's a 91, right? Or 90, whatever you want to consider it. And it was a back and forth on that. And Expedition 33 is still my Game of the Year. So I can't outright overrule it with this just yet because I haven't put enough time into it. But I can see how it'll be nominated. What's up, Blue? What's up, Morty?
Yeah. Well, it won't win. I mean, the Death Stranding is going to win, obviously. So
Death Stranding. Do you think Death Stranding will beat it over? Oh, that's music to
Yeah.
MJ's ears. You just probably
For
made
sure.
him like splooge himself over that.
because it's like, what would be the game that could win? That would be
They're
the
not going to give it
worst
Death Stranding.
pick.
They're not going to give it Death Stranding.
You don't think so?
I think
No,
it's a solid shot.
No, because they're going to find out Kojima's on the Epstein list and they're going to take it away from the list.
Oh,
I don't know
wow.
if you heard Epstein list doesn't exist. Totally didn't exist.
right. But no, I think Danny, you might have a great point there.
It's
And also
between those-
because it's tied,
yeah.
it's tied to Kojima with Keeley. So I wouldn't put it
Yeah.
past him to
Well,
pull
I mean,
a
I
fast
can-
one.
I can guarantee, like the nominees are going to be the three we already talked about and Split Fiction. Like that's going to be 4 of them, and then they'll throw two bones to two completely random things. There'll be some indie darling that never stands a fucking chance that'll get thrown in.
Could
there.
be Yote.
Then, like, I don't know, something else.
Yote could end up.
Oh yeah,
making it.
probably Yote.
Yeah,
Yote will be the
Yote
fifth
can
one.
get thrown in there for
It'll be
sure.
Yote and some indie piece of shit that doesn't actually matter. It'll be Yote and Blueprints. That's a shitty indie game
Right,
that people
right.
pretended that they love.
Blueprint's got
so
like
he's
a
gonna be-
90
he's gonna
something.
be ready.
Ones.
You're not wrong.
He's gonna be
because it
ready.
got like a 90 something. You're right.
Yeah,
He's
and
gonna
it'll
be
be Death Stranding will be nominated for like 90% of things, and it'll probably win a lot of them. I bet it wins best performance for no reason, just because like, look, Elle Fanning's in it.
Right.
Isn't that cool? There she
Right.
is. She has like 6
Best-
lines.
Best feat in a video game.
No, that was
Goes
Bananza.
to.
Um,
Sotness said
'cause people
Blueprints
are
is
sick of-
amazing. I didn't play enough of it, Sotness, so I can't say. But I'll take your
yeah,
word for it.
it's like it's an interesting idea for a game that's completely ruined by by it being a roguelike and a deck builder. Like what a terrible idea that was. The puzzles are good though. Like the puzzles are good when you can get the building to actually like give you the rooms that you need, which
Yeah.
happens once in a blue moon. But yeah,
Okay.
if the game was just in a house, it would be like a 9 out of 10 game, but it's not. So
All right.
instead, it's dog shit.
well, Sotness, you
Dog
and
shit.
Sotness gonna fight it out, man. But yeah.
Go for it.
But that said,
My God. Umbra, can you answer Morty already? Because the man wants you to play Pokemon. He's clearly making this evident in the chat.
Why is it? Let me,
What?
oh, he really is saying it a bunch of times. Why are you saying that?
Yeah, play
Play Pokemon.
Yeah, you gotta play Pokemon.
I just hear his voice in my eardrums right now. Just
Umbra. Play Pokemon.
I mean, the Pokemon games are also pretty bad, but like I play them over Blueprints.
Trash.
I have a
Go ahead, Danny.
question.
Feel free to trash Pokemon one quick time.
Yeah, no, the Pokemon. I mean, look, I love Pokemon. I grew up in that generation, but the last couple games have been really bad, like really bad.
Can I tell you that Morty convinced me because him and our buddy Malt convinced me to get Pokemon. Was it Scarlet for the Switch 2?
have you
Yeah.
played it all?
I have touched it, maybe, or not. Let me say that over because it paused. I have played it for for about 30 minutes and never got back to it.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not a good game. Like it had a ton of performance issues, which was maybe one of the bigger issues, but which is probably fixed on Switch too. But even without that, it's like this huge, completely empty open world with nothing to do in it. You're just like, okay, cool. Guess I'll.
I think
Wander.
I think you should come into the Discord, Daniel, and see if you could have a nice little debate with Morty on this, and possibly have some knees be taken somewhere.
Yeah.
Look,
What was
I
it?
enjoyed.
Amazing
Look,
Discord.
I enjoyed the game. Well, like it had interesting story bits. Like the ending for it is pretty good, and there's like a side story with this character Arvin that's really good. But the problem is that's like 2 hours in like a 40-hour game,
Oh.
I hear
and
you.
most of the time you're just wandering around doing kind of nothing.
Oh. Wow.
And they
Wait,
make
so-
you fight they make you fight everybody twice because you finish the game, and then they're like, "Well, what if you just did it again?" And everyone was like, "What? For why? For what? For who?"
Like, what if you just did it again? But yeah, keep the party going. He says Pokemon Violet and Scarlet are crap on Switch 1, but on Switch 2 is awesome. But
Oh, I'm sure they run way better.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Gray says don't make Umbra poke your mom. That's right. Poke your mom. But yeah, that said, Donkey Kong is dope. I can see why it's got the scores it's got. Nostalgia has to play a crazy part in it. That's the only, and that's why I say I'm not sure about Death Stranding. Although I do get your rationale, I feel like Nintendo could steal it too with this. But I stay steadfast that, and I haven't played Death Stranding to be fair, so I can't write it off. But I don't think any game has had the kind of impact on the gaming landscape to me as Expedition 33 did have. So we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, Expedition 33 should win because it's the best game and the best like story,
Narrative.
basically. Not in the game, but like surrounding it, where
Yep.
it's like these people left Ubisoft and they started their own thing. And
Oh, yeah, I see
were
what you're saying.
The best
Yeah.
game of the year.
Yeah, the
Like,
creators and such.
So they deserve it the most, but
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, if Jeff can't suckle that Kojima ball, I don't know. I don't know if he'll survive.
Keighley will give it to Kojima no matter. Kojima could have released a game with a guy hopping on a popsicle stick across a desert, and Keighley would be like, "This is amazing."
Yeah.
This is
For
the
all
best
I
game
know,
ever.
Yeah,
For all I know, that's what Death Stranding is.
I kind
So-
of believe that blue number, that blue number says, Umbra, acknowledge me. She's the new tribal chief. Acknowledge me.
Acknowledge me.
What's up, Blue? How are you, lovely?
I've heard that in Death Stranding 2, the guns that shoot piss are better.
What was I gonna say? Oh, what we got the Satanist.
I always
Got
found
some
that
hot takes in
weird.
here.
By the way.
Expedition 33 is janky. AAUE store asset flip with.
Hey,
goofy
hey,
animation.
hey! With
He's
just
just
the
mad 'cause I
animation.
said I was-
Stop this.
He's just mad. He's no, it's okay. He's just deflecting because I was talking trash on Blueprints earlier. he doesn't mean it. He don't mean it.
He said, but look, like he's saying that, but
he's just mad at me.
It's stabbing me though, because he threw UE under the
I haven't even
bus.
played Expedition 30.
Oh, you haven't played it yet?
No. Yeah. I mean, I have it
Oh.
installed, but I haven't touched it yet.
Danny, you got to play that.
I mean, I definitely will. I definitely will. But I have to go back and play all these old ass games for RSR. I just played Medieval 2, and that game sucks. It's like really bad.
I have not
Medieval
played
2.
Medieval 2, but I got it on emulation, so I'm going to get to it eventually. Shout out to Dr. Dry Rub, our brother Dry Rub, who constantly comes by and drops gifts. He dropped Death Stranding code for Steam, as well as Days Gone. Don't be greedy, everybody. Please let one person grab one and another person grab the other if you got it already. And also thank him in the chat if you do cash it in. People have a bad habit of just getting in and walking off like doop-a-doop. Thank the good brother for his donations. Thank you, Dry Rub. Appreciate it. Another one he dropped is Resident Evil 2. That's a great one.
That's a great one, yeah.
Try not to be greedy, folks, and let everybody else get a chance to grab one. It's not many of us here anyway, so the love could be spread around pretty nicely. He's dropping another one. Oh, it's Christmas time. Resident Evil 3. Oh, wow.
Well, those must be the remakes because the original ones I don't think are on Steam.
Yeah, these are
Yeah,
the remakes.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I actually dropped off Resident Evil 2 on Kay's show, I think, a week ago as well. So, yeah. Up and
he's
another
still
one. Look at him.
What he doing?
This is the Christmas Eve show right here. Yeah, it's
What's
okay.
he drop?
I'm guessing he's typing it in. But yeah, man. So what else did we have in the news, Danny? Oh, he's Death Stranding director's cut again. He put
He
Nice.
really wants people to play Death Stranding.
right. Hargeet. No, he said Hargeet number 2. Palpatine.
Key number 2.
Yeah, you're right. He gave more than Hargeet though. Hargeet might give like 1 or 2 codes. He just dropped off like 5 of these joints right now. Thanks, Dr. Dry Rubber. Appreciate you, brother. He did say that he would drop some codes off for the show. So, man of his word, good brother. Thank you. Yeah, Dr. Dry Rub is also part of the GCP chat and Discord. So you all please jump in. TZ, what's up, my brother? Long time no talk. We still gotta get you on here. You know that. He said, "What's up, Danny?"
What's up?
I got a question about Donkey Kong. So what do you guys think in regards to? So I'm looking at these reviews right now. You got GameSpot, The Gamer, Eurogamer,
IGN with a 10 out of 10.
8 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Why do you think the 2-point differential on mostly 9 and 10s? Like, what do you think these people are getting to where they're getting 8 out of 10s from?
I think. Go ahead, Danny.
You know,
I think that the people who review Nintendo games are just people who are so indoctrinated and love Nintendo games so much that, like, if it gets an 8, that's like a 6. You know what I mean? Like, they are so deep in that shit where they're like, man, I love the way that this rock tastes. I'm gonna 9 out of 10 because I'm looking at these games and I'm like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I think.
You're a monkey and you run around and punch rocks. That's the whole game.
You sound like
well,
Frieza.
no, I mean, there's more
brother.
than that. I mean, you could go through the whole entire world and dig everywhere, and like
Right.
the mechanics are
And how do you dig?
pretty
By
crazy.
punching rocks? Sounds great.
I mean,
If I wanted to dig
come
a
on,
hole,
man.
if I wanted to dig a hole, I'd go dig ditches and I'd probably make more money.
Danny is always a tough critic. It don't matter what it is. Trust me.
I would.
It's Donkey Kong. It's so joyful.
That's just how he is.
I would rather hang out with a fork-armed John Moxley than play Donkey Kong.
You have him right there with a fork ready to stab you. I
would rather him stab my forehead with that fork than have to play Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Damn.
Truly.
Goodness.
My
I think
thing
people
is,
are just like really excited for it because there hasn't been a 3D Donkey Kong since 64, which was ass. Like everyone knows 64 was ass. That's not a hot take. So the Donkey Kong fan base has been underserved for a really long time, and so this game came out. And even if it was just like okay, they would have been happy to have it. So the fact that it's like probably pretty good is like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
You look,
You know what I mean?
You getting people riled up in the chat. Morty said the fix equals Nintendo hating podcast. First Pokemon, then Donkey Kong.
Well, okay, but the Pokemon games are like actually bad, and the Donkey Kong thing was just because it's a lot of fun to make you guys mad.
Look, John said but he gives Xbox games normal scores. He put a monkey gif or emoji.
Yeah, well, the Xbox puts out like good games. I don't know.
Oh damn! You hear that, John?
I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, take that. And
Morty.
Morty. Uh-oh, there we go.
Morty.
There we go, MJ. He knew he was going to show up. He said Daniel McG is just a person with bad taste in games. Like,
Look, I'm sorry that I don't want to be a gorilla running around with a shoeless little girl. Like, I'm sorry that that's not my fantasy, but it's cool that it's yours. Like, I don't judge.
Oh man.
Oh, man. He said your thoughts on Game Pass. John said your thoughts on Game Pass are as bad as Hogue Laws. Damn.
Look, man, if you want to go break rocks, you can go join a chain gang. It'd be probably better workout.
Ooh, my boy MJ calling you out, bro.
Said that's
Talk
the
about
sound of the
elbows
men.
next, bro.
working
Round
on
2,
the
elbows next in the
chain.
Discord. MJ calling you out.
Yeah.
Take my
round.
elbows next. Wait, did someone take my knees? Because I'm pretty sure no one beat.
No,
me.
they didn't. Listen,
I'm pretty
MJ
sure.
MJ has been claiming to take your knees, but that did not quite happen. We were
Okay,
there.
all right.
Actually, Coffee, you
Okay.
was the referee mostly there for that. But Morty says he'll 1v1 you in Pokemon. He said he'll take you. He said he'll take you out in the game.
Oh no, I'm really good at Pokemon.
Uh-oh. You heard
I've been
that,
playing
Morty?
Pokemon. I've been playing Pokemon since Red and Blue. Look, man, I play every Pokemon game, and I love them. They're still bad games. Like, I don't think there's any way around that. Like since like at least Sword and Shield, the Pokemon games have just straight up been bad.
It said,
Wait, hold on. I don't understand. Wait. There's got to be. I'm missing the logic here.
yeah.
Yeah,
I gotta clap back at you, liver, right now, Daniel McG. I'm missing the logic.
yeah,
You're gonna sit here
yeah,
and talk smack about playing a 6-foot gorilla with a girl on his back,
yeah.
but you're not gonna talk smack about throwing a bunch of balls around to catch fake animals. Like,
Look, I'm telling you, those games are bad. I'm just telling you that that's the one that I got indoctrinated as a child.
MJ
And so,
going
like,
off on
that's-
both of y'all.
That's the sickness. That's the sickness that I have, right?
Yeah.
Is like, because I think that's how it is with Nintendo games. It's like whichever one was like placed in your crib next to you as a child. That's the one. That's the disease that you've attached to.
why is MJ attacking me? I didn't say anything.
So
He
so
said,
like,
This man's out of his
me,
mind. I don't know what's happening with this dude anymore.
I grew up in the 90s. That was Pokemon. That shit was unavoidable.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have a lot of like attachment to Pokemon. But like I can be attached to it and still be aware that those games are dog ass. Like, they're really bad.
Hey, listen, we respect the honest reviewer. MJ says that it took me to save you like Pauline and Donkey Kong. And he said, I don't know what Coffee did, but he said, Coffee, I don't even know how you walk since we took your knees every day.
I don't know what I did either. I didn't say. I was defending the man, and he starts clapping back at me too. He's like one of the crackheads in the middle of the street that just start clapping back at
you were
everybody.
too close.
There's just a lot of
You were
strays
too
getting
close.
thrown around. Look, man, you can't be mean to Nintendo or they come for you. But
Oh man,
hey,
you
know what?
managed to. It's funny.
I'll take all of these all these points of anger a lot more seriously if you leave them as comments because they're really good engagement.
Listen.
I will respond to every comment on this video.
I implore everybody here to leave a comment after the show
Yeah.
and direct your
They're
hate to Danny.
yeah, for sure.
Listen, you got almost half the chat upset with you, from Morty to MJ to John to
Hey, but I got the chat
Sotness.
going, didn't I?
Yeah.
But I got him talking, didn't I?
All of them.
You got MJ so upset in his feelings that he's clapping at me, and I didn't do the shit.
You weren't even part of it.
You got it just by being too close to
at
him.
everybody, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right.
Look, man, hey.
What's
Hey,
up,
yo, hey.
Ponzi? What's up, brother? Yeah, man. Listen, as far as if you all had any other questions, I don't know on Donkey Kong, but we can move forward. But
Yeah.
because we've been on that for a second, but I will say Donkey Kong. I am enjoying Donkey Kong a lot. I will say, but I don't. He said this is Xbox Phil Spencer syndrome. He says But no, man, I'm enjoying it a lot. I have to say, to me, this feels like what should have been the launch title. But I'm not mad at it anyway because it released a month after.
Enough.
Yeah, it's close enough that it's not a problem.
It's close enough.
And I came to that realization because that was one of my critiques. Was like the launch was like dryish when it comes to first party titles, but this coming that close to it, not that big a deal. Now that I got my hands on it, so. But
this I think is like the real launch title because like I know Mario Kart's a big deal for people, but I also know, and this isn't even me like talking shit, is like I know that a lot of people were pretty dissatisfied with the new Mario Kart, especially those like tracks that go between the different tracks. Apparently those are kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Because they're just straight lines. And so I know a lot of people were like kind of let down by this one.
I wasn't blown
nice
away.
That there's finally like a bigger like proper game coming to the system. Like that's great. I do think it's a little disappointing that we got that Rebecca Valentine report that was like, oh, this was supposed to be playable on Switch 1 and then they just had to go fuck yourself. Because that sucks, especially when you've got like 110, 120 million units of Switch 1 out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, well, you probably could have made like a lot of money off of that, but I understand that you really love screwing over your players, but that's fine. That's fine, man.
Is there any world we live in where they can possibly put this on Switch 1, like make a Switch 1
Donkey Kong?
Oh, like later?
No, not Donkey Kong, but like Mario Kart.
I don't see why not. I mean, it might have to downgrade the visuals slightly, but I don't see why it couldn't. I don't see anything about it. I mean, it does have a more open world design, so I don't know how that would work.
Like a direct, right? They could be like, and now Mario Kart on Switch 1 too. You know, something like that.
They could. I don't think Nintendo. To Nintendo, typically, they're going to sail through with whatever, and plus they've been bundling it, so they're all right. It's not. This is not going to suffer. That's why they sell so much with these Mario Karts. That's why they be having like 38 million sales because it's bundled. They're going to be okay with this, so they don't really need to do that. You know what I mean?
No, I wouldn't expect them to, but I mean, unfortunately, we do know that it could have run on the Switch 1 like pretty easily, apparently.
Yeah.
So
well, they had they showed some images of Donkey Kong on Switch 1 and Switch 2, and it was pretty much night and day. Like
as far as the jump.
I believe that because I mean, even Pokemon that we've seen like actually runs
I hear about
on the
fucking
Switch 2.
Pokemon one more time.
Well, I'm sorry. You're right. We'll move on. We'll move on.
Yeah. No, you understand. Every day in the Discord, I got more to you like, guys, did you play Pokemon?
Is that his actual accent? I've never heard him talk, I don't think.
That's how he talks, yes. He says he's going to advertise to fix everywhere's Nintendo hate cast. You know what?
You know what? Truly, that would probably still get us coming in. So,
welcome to the Nintendo hate cast.
Yeah.
Brought to
Can we
you.
have like a hater corner, and I can just
Just
post
vent.
up in there.
He'd be like, you know what really grinds my gears? Like Peter off of Family Guy. You just start talking shit about Nintendo. But yeah, let's move forward, man.
Yeah. You know what actually really grinds my gears is
that?
there were layoffs over at Virtuous. They laid off 300 people, which is 7%, not 77%
I was going to say, damn.
of the staff, which does have me going like, how many fucking people work at Virtuous? If 7% is 300, I would not have thought that they were that big.
That is a pretty big studio, yeah.
Apparently, they're pretty damn big.
Yeah.
I don't really know why that was the case. I know that the Oblivion remake that they put out was pretty well received and I think sold pretty damn well. And I think we're expecting pretty much the same thing from the Metal Gear Solid Delta. So I'm not really sure that they have like failure to lean back on and say like, oh, this is why we laid people off. But this is the time we live in, is people are just getting laid off no matter what. Make a good game, get laid off. Make a bad game, get laid off. Doesn't matter.
We had such a strong debate earlier. I kid you not. Today was just everybody throwing haymaker day on Discord. We not only talked about Donkey Kong, we talked about this exactly with the layoffs and such, and we had like a ton of discussion around this today. And we didn't speak on Virtuous, but this goes in a hand with the layoffs, and that is a crazy amount of people to let go. I know it's industry wide. It's not just Microsoft, of course. But
no, I mean at this point it's everybody.
It's everybody, right? So I feel, as we always say, hearts go out to those affected. For such a amount to be let go, you would think, oh, they're not profitable, but I don't know if that's really the case.
That.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case.
I don't know, because if 7% of their staff is 300 people, they might have like crazy overhead. So I guess it's possible.
Yeah,
but still, like, I don't think you're doing like they must have staffed way up.
That's my
like,
thinking.
Thinking that things were going to do way better than they did, maybe, and now they're like readjusting to reality.
That's kind of my thinking, because I know that Virtuous obviously worked on a few, I guess, remasters or remakes, if you will. So it's very clearly they would need major teams. Like obviously they did the Metal Gear Solid, and what was the other one they did? Virtuous. What's the other one? It's another major one they did. Oh, let me look them up.
It looks like only.
All I know is that like currently, if I'm looking at the gaming landscape, looking at PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, let me tell you something right now. I think the more and more I see Nintendo, what they're doing, like, I think that they are just becoming a company that other gaming companies that they look at and say, like, we need to do something different here, because I'm looking at their stats over here. The last layoff Nintendo had was in March 2024, and it was for 86 contract workers for QA.
Well, that was their last official layoffs, but we know the Japanese companies like to do that thing where they just stick a bunch of people in a room and wait for them to quit. Nintendo's been guilty of that a lot.
But in comparison to like PlayStation and Xbox,
yeah, they get away with it easier. That's true.
Yeah,
they're better at getting away with it.
They are, it seems like they actually give a fuck about their people that work for them, is what I'm saying.
So
I don't know, man.
Here's a bunch of them.
Like we used to hear back in the day that like they would take pay cuts at the top. They don't do that anymore. They haven't done that in ages.
Yeah,
that's not like they're not that company anymore.
They're not quite the same, you think? But I mean, I will say you don't really hear this from Nintendo like you would hear it about from Microsoft and Sony.
But we do see, like, we don't get news reports of like, oh, they laid off 500 people, but we do know that they have laid off a ton of people over the last couple of years, because you just look at their LinkedIn numbers and they just keep dropping. Like, it's
about Nintendo.
Yes, yeah, like they are dropping people because it's like, because they do that Japanese thing where like it is so hard to lay people off in Japan that they, instead of firing them outright, they'll wait until they quit. Like they stick them in this room and don't give them anything to do but look for new work, which culturally in Japan is like a really big deal. You know, people in Japan, like, because Americans, we would just be like, all right,
this is like confirmed? Like what?
This is a real thing. Yeah, this is a 100% real thing.
I did remember seeing it.
We've known this for like years. And Nintendo's like the biggest perpetrator of it because there's such like a acclaimed company over there.
Sounds like some crazy shit.
The reason they do that is because Japan has a kind of I think a stricter law about just letting go of employees. So it is
extremely difficult to let people go in Japan.
Yeah, I remember that. I think we covered it at one point. I remember hearing about that.
We did, yeah.
So just to throw out there, Virtuous. These are the games they've worked on. Just to give everybody a heads up, and it's actually quite extensive, more than I thought. The Outer Worlds, Callisto Protocol, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Sea of Thieves, which we were talking about today too, funny enough, PUBG, Outriders, Nier Automata, Medal of Honor, Midnight Suns from Marvel, what else? Hina, Judas, that's upcoming, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Forbidden, Fortnite, Final Fantasy 13, was it 12? What was that? Oh, it was 14.
Oh, that makes sense.
No, that was 12. It was 12. I was wrong. 12, the Zodiac Age. And Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Dune Awakening, and Dave the Diver, Dark Souls Remastered, Call of Duty Warzone Mobile, BioShock. Yeah, they've worked on a good amount of games, and they are all over, mind you. They're not just in like North America or anything like that. They are in Europe, Asia, and North America. So there's a lot of people.
Well, and I'm looking at it. It looks like the layoffs are mostly coming from the Asia region, probably mostly China.
Yep. China.
So it looked like, according to, who is this? The Gamer, Vispan Dastor over at The Gamer. I don't know how reliable they are, but it's the one that pulled up. It looks like it was 200 roles in Asia, 70 in Europe, and fewer than 10 in France, where the Oblivion team is located. So I guess the Oblivion team was largely spared. I don't know. Maybe these ones were in the works like as that was still coming out, so maybe they were still busy or something. I don't know.
Wait, I gotta. This is crazy. So I'm trying to confirm what you guys are talking about, but I want you guys to hear this in seconds because you guys probably read this article already. But talk about being a G and like representing Nintendo as a brand. You guys heard what Iwata said about laying off? It basically said, quoted, I sincerely doubt employees who fear that they may be laid off will be able to develop software titles that could impress people. If we reduce the number of employees for better short-term financial results, employee morale will decrease. And I sincerely doubt employees who fear that may be laid off will be able to develop software titles that can impress people around the world. Nintendo president Satoru Iwata explains his company's philosophy on staff layoffs. This is coming from him directly. So, like, rarely a month goes by without us hearing about random layoffs, things here and that. But, like, this is Iwata saying this outright. Like, and he's speaking for the company. Like, we're not laying people off, or we're not looking to lay people off because creating that sense of morale, like decreasing morale. Like, I'm sure that from, even though it was 20% of the 9,000 individuals that were cut from Microsoft, I'm sure like those individuals that happening, like Umbra. Remember when I was talking about this in the Discord, how that affects morale to the individual, like what they're gonna do next when it comes to development. Because why the fuck would they give a shit if they're like, I might not be here tomorrow, and so why am I gonna put my all into this? I'm gonna give it my bar minimum.
This plays all into what we were having an earlier discussion about. You know, the question came up about who would you trust more between the big three, and then it went to the big two between Sony and Microsoft. And a lot of us, I think, came to the conclusion that obviously we would have more trepidation trusting Microsoft just because of Microsoft's current moves. We can't trust that they'll be like, listen, we got to do what's best for us as far as the money we want to make and whatever, and the moves we want to make. As we saw recently with the moves they're making for AI, who's to say they won't pull that again, right? And
sure.
So you never know. But yeah, you're right. But those constant layoffs like that, who could feel safe with that when you're worried that you might lose out and you might be fired? Like, I can only imagine that you're not going to probably put your best foot for it, you know? Although to be fair, somebody could have the reverse reaction where they're like, they hunker down, should I say, to put in even better work to make sure that their game does well and that they're recognized. So it's possible either way, but I would imagine it would typically harm morale more than help.
Yeah, that's probably true. I still think I would feel less comfortable working at PlayStation right now because they've shut down like 4 studios recently. Yeah. So I don't know. Like, PlayStation is at a place right now where, like, if Ghost of Yotei, because Marathon's fucked, if Ghost of Yotei somehow doesn't perform, which I think it will, I don't know what the future looks like for them. Truly,
for
like, if
Sucker
Ghost of Yotei
Punch?
somehow, for PlayStation, like if Ghost of Yotei somehow doesn't perform monetarily for them in the way that they need it to, I would be pretty concerned as a PlayStation employee.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said the discussion I had brought the point to was because it was like, who would you trust to shepherd it better, or who would be? And I'm like, both have fumbled. If you ask me, I would put them fairly in the same spot. The only reason we would say Microsoft now is because of the recent layoffs with them, and you can't really trust Microsoft proper. But if we're talking about Xbox itself versus Sony, they have both been fairly fumbly and made drops and moves that, you know, have harmed morale and such. PlayStation obviously did it, like you said, with Concord. That's cost Sony what? We are hearing allegedly it was 400 million, right? I don't know if it is that.
I mean, truly, I wouldn't feel comfortable working damn near anywhere in the games industry right now because it's just all garbage. But yeah, I don't know. I think with this layoff done at Microsoft, like, the morale is going to be really low regardless.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable anywhere.
Yeah, no, it's shaky right now. I mean, we've been seeing this happening for years with people being laid off, and it's just getting worse and worse with, like, the numbers. Of course, with Microsoft's recent, it wasn't just game focused. It was Microsoft company wide for them. But we're seeing it all over the industry with big tech bros and such. Let me read this super chat from our good brother MJ Dark. He gives a generous $4.99 donation. He says, Daniel, how has Xbox Game Pass price hikes, or how many Game Pass price hikes did it take to finally get the games Xbox promised? Oh, wait, they canceled some. That's screwing your users. Xbox waiting pass, he says.
MJ, they put out like 8 games this year already. I don't know what you want. Waiting for what? They put out like a game a month all year.
I think he's referring to Perfect Dark and
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean that's a bummer. Like I'm sad that those games got canceled, but I'm not waiting. Like I have got plenty of other games that are coming out. Like they just put out Tony Hawk, we had Avowed, we had Doom: The Dark Ages, we had Grounded 2 is coming out this year, Outer Worlds 2 is coming out this year.
Yeah.
Like
Ninja Gaiden 4.
I'm not waiting for shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm fine. I'm good.
Yeah, we got a lot coming this year. Like that's why I said it's been a crazy good year for them. I mean, if they can keep this cadence up, sure. You know, we'll see. I'm wondering if we'll see any more cancellations of games going, because there was a whole conversation about Contraband. Which
but then there was that new one that got popped into the thing today that was like, hey, by the way, Contraband not canceled.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if you had that in news roundup, but yeah, that was one.
I did. I didn't know that it was like a huge thing we're talking about, but since the chat's blowing up at me, yeah, like that one's not canceled. There was a lot of like misinformation also, because I remember it was like, oh my god, that Romero game studio is getting shut down because they pulled their funding, and it was like, no, actually it's not. There's like 17,000 other publishers that would happily make a Romero game. Like it's always this shit where it's like, oh my god, like no one else is fucking up the way that Xbox is, and then you like look at the industry, and it's like, oh, the whole industry is fucking up the same way because the whole world is fucking up right now.
It is a particular like stance to point directly to Microsoft or to Xbox.
The entire tech industry is
all of
them
them
right now.
Yeah, that is true.
Like 5
Not
of
to
my friends have
excuse
been
them,
laid off in the last 2 years.
Yeah, it sucks, man. And like with Microsoft doing what they did, again, people we know were affected. And that's why you're not wrong. It's industry wide. I mean, but obviously it doesn't excuse anybody, right? But
no, it's. I mean, I think people see. I don't know why. It's always been this thing of like, you're just gonna pick whichever one's your favorite, and then every time that anybody else does the bad thing, you're gonna be like, look, they're doing the bad thing, and then like your house is on fire behind you, and it's like people don't want to understand that like where I'm coming from is like, yeah, Xbox is firing a lot of fucking people right now, and so's PlayStation, and Nintendo's doing it, but they're just not telling anybody. Like everyone's getting fucking fired right now. It's bad. It's bad out there. It is not a good time. Like in America, we lost 35,000 private sector jobs in June alone.
Sure did.
Just in June. 35,000
It was supposed to have been a 100,000 increase, wasn't it?
But that was a lie. So we lost 35,000 jobs in the private sector in June. And then since the beginning of January, we've lost 70,000 jobs in the federal workplace, because that's the separation is the private sector is basically anything that's not federal. And then when that news came out, they were like, our government was like, oh no, we're actually up 147, because whenever he lies, he likes to put 47 in it because he's the 47th president. He's like, we actually are up 147,000 jobs. And everyone was like, oh yeah, can you prove that? And he said, no. And they're like, okay, because the ADP is saying that we're down a fuckload of jobs, and you've just said that we're not.
Fake news.
You provided zero evidence to the contrary. And also unemployment is at like a ridiculously high point right now. Did you want to maybe look at that? And he's like, no, we're doing great. And everyone was like, all right.
Unemployment? I know that guy. He's a great guy.
Like, great.
Yeah.
Sure, cool.
Yeah.
Unemployment? Great guy. Unemployment? I know him.
Great guy. Fake news.
Great guy. Fake news.
Yeah. Like it's so. Look, am I pissed about layoffs at Xbox? Yeah, of course I am. I wasn't here for the week that we talked about that. It's fucking garbage. They posted like record-breaking numbers,
literally,
and then immediately laid off 9,000 people. And I don't know what percentage of that was from Xbox and what percentage of it was from the stores or whatever the fuck. I know they were talking about laying off
4%?
people from Microsoft stores too.
Yeah,
I don't know.
4%
Either
from
way,
Xbox. Yeah.
Either way, that's still a lot of fucking people.
It is.
And it's like, so that's fucking terrible. And then PlayStation's the whole live service thing is eating shit, and they've laid off tons of people and closed like at least 2 studios because of that. And then they got like, what was that? Fucking Deviant, whatever the fuck. That studio got closed down because nobody wanted to pick up the funding on that after they pulled that out. Like, yeah, man. Every week we sit down here, there's like another studio that closed or another huge wave of layoffs. Like, it's dog shit. Yeah. And I do think it's disingenuous to be like, this one company is doing it worse than anybody else when it's like, it's all bad. It's all bad.
Yeah,
And it's been bad
I hear you.
for a while.
I hear you. I mean, sometimes it's going to come down to your particular perspective and bias, right? And for me, I would put the onus mostly on Microsoft for a few reasons. One, because of, friends that I know are affected, that I still feel
That's
like
fair.
shit for them. Also, two, because Microsoft is about to post a $4 trillion worth. They're literally about to be worth $4 trillion. Oh, and
yeah.
MJ said it right as I'm saying it. MJ posted that.
Yeah.
Like, so it's kind of like yeah, I feel for them, and I know they got to do what's business. I get that.
Oh, I don't feel for them. I don't.
No, I mean, I feel for them in a sense that they got to make business moves, right? I get that sentiment. Is what I'm trying to say. I don't feel for them.
Even me, I still don't.
Like, you're worth $4 trillion. You can't keep people for that. Like, that's ridiculous. The greed and this, like, capitalism going to its extreme is like ridiculous.
The
$4
number
trillion
of times that we've seen record profits, huge layoffs from 100 companies is fucking insane.
Yeah.
They did it on Apple. They did it at Tesla, although Tesla's eating shit right now.
Right.
Like, it's all of these bigger tech companies are just like, well, we can replace these people with like AI, or we could just not pay them, and then it would make our bottom line look better for the end of thing. Because I think that's the thing that pisses me off the most, actually, is that you'll see, because EA just did this too, and I think Xbox is doing it as well, where like they have this huge wave of layoffs, and then the earnings report, whatever, comes due, and they're like, look, we're making so much more money because we didn't pay those guys. And then as soon as that comes out, they hire another like 4,000 people, and it's like, well, you're just gonna lay them off in 3 months. What are we doing?
Yeah, get in while you can, while good is good, and then get screwed over again.
That happened to my dad twice at his company, where he got laid off and then hired back like 2 months later.
Are you kidding? What?
One time he got hired back in the same position. A different time he got hired back in a higher position. And it's like, you could have just promoted him. You didn't have to like reset his pension and shit by letting him go. Like,
they move people like freaking pieces on a damn board. Like, it's ridiculous. They have no care for people.
It's garbage.
Yeah.
It's garbage. The company that did that to my dad is now completely out of business. So basically, they can eat my balls. But like, yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, man. It's shitty. Extreme capitalism can cause problems, and we're seeing more and more of that. It's sad, man. $4 trillion.
That's why we need to hold up companies like I wish I remembered the name of the studio, but the people who were doing, like with Team Cherry or these like smaller indie teams that are just like, we're gonna make really good games and we're gonna make it on our own time with a smaller team. We're gonna get it done. And it's gonna be great. We're not gonna have to lay people off because we have exactly the amount of people that we need. Like those are the kinds of teams that like get it done because they don't have to reach this like ever moving goalpost of like the number has to keep going up. I know we made $4 trillion, but next month we have to make $5 trillion.
Yeah, that's
like, you guys. What do you guys see? Like, I was watching a video completely off topic. I was watching a video about like why these people are so like they make so much fucking money. It's insane, and no money is ever enough. And they were using Jeff Bezos as an example. And the example they used was that one day Jeff Bezos was in one of his probably 50 homes that he owns.
Right.
He's sitting at the dinner table, and he says to himself, I want to build a spaceship. So what do I do? And then he goes and says, wait, NASA, they probably dumped a bunch of old engines and space parts into the ocean. Let me go and search the ocean for these space parts and just fix them and make them be able to fly again. Yeah. And then he just did it the next day.
Yeah, you just go to Point Nemo and you draw.
Like,
you get those
he just fucking hired all these people.
Sure, you're not talking about Elon Musk?
Man,
that's what it sounds like.
Can you imagine being that rich that you're just like sitting at the dinner table one day and you're like, well, you know what? I heard that there's like just
I'll go make a space rocket.
That can go let me go collect it.
Right. Let me just go build a rocket to fly out to Mars or some shit.
Yeah, let me just go build a fucking rocket tomorrow.
Ain't
like,
that something?
Look, like that's how much money these people have. They don't even think logically.
Yeah.
Look, if any billionaires want to fuck off to space, I'm for it.
Sign Elon up. Yeah, get him up out of here.
That's the thing,
he seems like a Martian anyway.
Get on out of here.
There's never enough money for these fuckers.
Never enough.
No, it doesn't exist.
Punty had asked, he said, if they're announcing any big acquisitions, would the $4 trillion thing go over smoother with that gamers and tech people? I don't think so, Punty. I mean, the Xbox guys who are down are going to be fine with it, right? And I guess it doesn't matter what they acquire. if it's big enough, some people will be really excited, right? But then I think if you're being cautious and you're looking at the bigger picture, you might be like, I don't know, you know.
I mean, would it be better for would gamers feel better about it? I don't think so. Genuinely, I think most people who play video games don't know any of the shit we're talking about. Like, they don't know the layout
true.
They don't know. If you went to like a Kroger or whatever your local grocery store is called, and you stopped a guy and you'd be like, "Hey, did you know that that Xbox owns World of Warcraft?" They'd be like, "What? No, I didn't know that." Like, genuinely, I think most people just like don't follow and don't care. So I don't think an acquisition or really any business move is gonna like save them on gamer front. All they care about is like, did a game come out that I care about, and is the price okay on it? Like, that's the only thing that they really.
Daniel, you know what I worry about with Microsoft? I'll tell you what I worry about with them more than anything else. I worry about the monopolistic tendencies that they have as a company.
That's
I worry about the fact that like Game Pass, like it's picked up a lot of steam, a lot of traction, a lot of people enjoy it. They enjoy the concept of it because the concept is essentially Netflix of gaming.
Right.
And we've seen what has happened with Netflix. But what I do worry about more than anything else is that traction being picked up, the amount of money in their pockets being just infinite. And then you have a concept where they slowly start to trickle and become the one thing you fear in an industry that is upheld by creativity. And that is just one simple logic, one simple aspect, one simple idea to take away essentially all creativity and just leave something as simplistic as being able to access something whenever you want, where you want, how you want, and taking away that concept of saying like, I'm going to a midnight launch and buying a console and getting an exclusive for that console and getting that whole experience and having fun with people that are doing the same thing as me. That all disappears. Then it just becomes another thing that you download on your phone.
I hear you, and I agree, and I disagree. Because I think on one hand, you're right. Like, those people, like, them owning everything would be bad. I don't think we're at that point yet. I don't think even like one more acquisition would bring us there. And frankly, I don't know how many more acquisitions they're going to be allowed to make. They barely got this one through. So I don't know. But the other part of it is like, when you look at it and it's like the monopolistic tendencies of it that would affect us as just like consumers. One of those is already out the window because they put their shit on every platform. So like, we don't have to worry about that too much. And as far as the like creativity bleed, I mean, that's going to happen with the layoffs regardless. That's awful. But the positive is that when we see these people leave these companies, a lot of times, like, look at the team that made Expedition 33. There were people who got laid off from Ubisoft, and they went off and they made the best thing in the world. Yeah. Like, it's bad. It's bad when companies buy all these things and then they just like are like, now you're going to make Call of Duty maps or whatever. Like, that's terrible, and it's never not going to be terrible. But I don't think we're going to get into a situation where like good games stop being made because the people who want to make those games will just leave those companies and go and make them. Like, there's always going to be new people making new ideas in different places. You know what I mean?
No, and I get what you're saying with that. What I'm saying to you is I'm less worried about the idea of like them being multi-platform. I'm more worried about their business ideologies being everywhere because of the fact that they're becoming a monopoly. So like, let's say they already own Activision Blizzard, so probably the biggest one, and then let's say they go out and make another acquisition happen, and then you slowly start to see their base ideologies trickle into everywhere that we're consuming game content, where we see like, okay, we have the canceled hi-fi rushes, and we have the layoffs, and we have the AI push, and we have all these things. All those things are like business ideas and what the shareholders are deciding at the end of the day. And what you have is that if you have enough money talks, right? If you have enough money and you go and you buy a whole industry and then you run the whole industry, and then that industry is at the mercy of your decision because you own it, then you can basically tank a whole industry at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, tank a whole industry at the same time. I don't think that Xbox has that power at this point. Like, PlayStation is still bigger than them, and Nintendo is still bigger than them. I don't think that we have to be concerned. Like, Xbox is in third place. There's no mistaking that. So if they completely fuck up and just like die tomorrow, I think video games will be fine. But you're right in the sense of like, when one company owns so much of the industry, like it is bad. I mean, look, realistically, there's like 2 cell phone brands, and it's not great. There's like every time that happens, like it is bad for consumers. I don't think that we're gonna have that problem in video games because I don't see Microsoft making a huge like another couple big acquisitions. Certainly not before other people do. Like I think the bigger concern would be if Jeff Bezos wakes up and he's like, I want to build a video game. And then he just buys PlayStation or something. And then they start becoming like the new Tencent or whatever and just buying up all kinds of shit.
Right.
Because every time we see, like, when we see these like constant acquisitions, a lot of the time it leads to bad things. Like Microsoft bought a bunch of people and then they had to downsize because there was a lot of redundancies. Yep. And then like you look at the Embracer thing and they have completely fucked up basically every aspect of their business. And even PlayStation, a lot of the things like they bought Bungie and now they switched their entire motivation around like we're going to do this shit with live service, and then none of that panned out. And now I truly don't even know if Bungie's going to survive the next couple of years at this point. Like, yeah, like acquisitions pretty much consistently lead to some kind of bad issues on the back end of them. They're not going to stop happening. And I think that we just have to look at the positive side of it, which is like when that bad thing does happen, it's not going to be the end of the industry. It's not going to mean video games are dead. It's not going to mean that this thing that we love is gone forever. It's just going to mean that they're going to be coming from different places, like that with the Expedition 33 studio or the guys who did Blueprints or Team Cherry. Like they're going to go out and they're going to go and make new things and they're going to start growing and becoming new publishers. Like we're hearing about these smaller publishers starting to grow again. Like Krafton is blowing up right now. I mean, they're doing some horse shit with Subnautica too, so they're not without their own fault, but like we wouldn't have known who they were a couple of years ago. Like the industries cycle like this. We don't need to be concerned about the video game industry ceasing to exist. We don't need to be concerned about it.
My pushback on you to that would be this. So if you so let's take Microsoft for example here and Xbox. Sony looked at Xbox originally, said they lost the console war, right? Like it's basically over. They knew that they lost already, and Sony knew that they lost, and obviously Phil Spencer admitted to the world that they had lost.
Sure, yeah, they lost. They lost a thing that like doesn't really exist, but yes.
Yeah, well, they're third place essentially, but they're still here. They managed to stay, and they managed to stay afloat, and they managed to use Game Pass to their
they're doing extremely well.
And my question to you is this. We are, well, not really a question, but more of like a statement. We're already seeing the ripple effects. Like Sony has taken notice of that, obviously, because they have people that are just have magnifying glasses on Xbox and Nintendo all the time because they have to, because they are direct competitors, even though they claim not to be. But we're already seeing the ripple effects in the sense of Sony now pivoting to try and create a structure or a framework that is similar to what Xbox is doing with services. And because they're a company that has never really been successful at services, they are now on like a downward trajectory when it comes to who we know them as. So like we get like one IP a year, and that IP is like a rehash of a game that we played 3 years back, and he's using the same assets. It's a safe bet, right?
I mean, I'm still excited for Ghost of Tsushima, but I get your point.
We're not getting the Sony that we remember. The Sony that would come out with all these exclusives. The Sony that we're getting more.
That Sony ended in PS3 era. Yeah, we don't get that anymore. Right.
Well, PS4 they still did.
PS4 had a few,
PS4,
but PS3. I think PS3 was the pinnacle of it, though. But PS4
they're only good on even numbers, so maybe 6 will be good.
Yeah, we're getting a Sony that is like making these long, crazy bets for like somebody like Bungie and dumping 400 and dumping,
allegedly $400 million.
Yeah, all these things into Bungie and hoping for a live service hit or making a Concord and trying their or having all the things that we're seeing from them that we really never have seen before.
Right.
Sure.
And it's all because of what? It's because I think, and this is my opinion, but I think that Sony is saying, well, Xbox is doing this, and you're not even trying that hard. They're just trying to lock in this service type style. Why are we going to try so hard and dump $400 million into an exclusive IP to make people buy our console for when we can do half of that and maybe get a hit somewhere or be lucky? So it's that ideology, that mindset is now it's having a ripple effect across the industry. And I think the only company now that is actually not following that is Nintendo.
But they don't have
Because
the framework
Nintendo's
to
like
make live service. But yeah,
we're yeah, you know.
So PlayStation's shift to live service has been a complete failure for them. I think that goes without saying. But I don't believe that that's following Xbox. I think that they're looking at things like Fortnite and Apex Legends and Fall Guys and like these big live service games that have really taken off. Like Xbox has a couple of those. They bought Call of Duty. That they didn't make that.
Right.
I don't think that that's them following Xbox trends. I think if you're following Xbox trends, you're probably making the wrong choices in the long term, because like the only reason that Xbox is still alive is because they had Microsoft's funding to keep them safe while they took all these risks.
Yeah.
If you want to take surefire, like they're looking at the big ones that are actually being successful, like Fortnite, and they're trying to get something like that. They want their own version of Valorant or their own version of Genshin Impact or whatever. Like that's more an industry trend than like we're following Microsoft. If anything, Microsoft is also following that trend. Like I don't necessarily think that's Microsoft is leading in some areas. I don't think that's one of them. Like the Game even Game Pass is not the same thing as like what PlayStation is doing, because PlayStation already had PlayStation Now or whatever it's called, like way before Game Pass existed. They just weren't really supporting it well or at all. Like, so they're kind of two different, like you could argue, yes, the Game Pass is in some regards a live service, but I would argue that it's kind of the live service that PlayStation should be looking at, because what that is it's them turning their single player games into effectively a live service, where Game Pass is the live service and the service is the games, instead of we're going to make one game and support this one game for 5 million years. You know what I mean? Like that was Xbox's breakthrough, is they were like, we need live service successes because that's where the money in this industry is, but we don't want to take the risk of like putting out these games and then having to support them and having most of them fail, where it's like you can just keep feeding this live service with a bunch of just like very different games, like South of Midnight or like, you know, Grounded, that are completely different games and attracting potentially a wider audience. And so you're sort of, instead of games as a service, it's like games in a service. And it's that sort of fundamental change where it's like they've basically turned their entire catalog into a live service without having to fundamentally change what those games are. So you still do get those.
Sorry, Daniel, I'm not laughing at you. I just don't understand Punish Gay Mel Gibson. I'm so confused right now. I don't know
or what he's saying.
Everything. Everything that's happening in front of my eyes right now. It's just, I don't understand. Anyway, I get what you were saying.
Yeah,
I'm just worried. I'm worried about the
that they're following Microsoft. Although they are following Microsoft in one regard, which is that they are starting to go more multi-platform, and I think that is a good idea for everybody. Yeah. Like we're seeing them put Helldivers on stuff, and now there's all these rumors of Spider-Man.
Wait.
Hold on.
There is a rumor of Spider-Man. Yeah.
So you're saying that right now you think that you would like, so I want to get this straight. So you agree with the concept of there being no more exclusivity and everything just being everywhere?
Yeah, I think that would be the best idea for everybody. Yeah. All of your games are going to sell more copies. So look at Xbox. They sold 2 million copies of Forza that they wouldn't have sold if they didn't.
Outsold Game of the Year Astro Bot.
Like if you put
in
Spider-Man,
a month.
Yeah,
don't you think that takes away something? Don't you think you have to think somewhat that takes away a little bit of like the special feeling that you get, or that like that nostalgic feeling that you get of saying like, I got a PlayStation and like I know what I'm getting. Like I'm getting these titles with it, and I got an Xbox.
No, I don't think so.
I'm getting these titles. No, you don't feel like that takes away a little bit.
When I go to a movie theater and I watch a Disney movie, I still get the vibe of like this is a Disney movie without it having to be in a Disney theater. Like it can be in an AMC or a Cinemark or whatever, and I'm getting that same experience. It's the mystique of like the publisher instead of the box. This is by far, if this ends up going through, which hopefully it will, it's the best. This is like a damn near utopian future for the games industry, where all of these games are going to have way bigger entry points, way bigger bases to sell to. So it's better for the people making the games. It's better for us because we only have to.
That's my problem.
Yeah. Well, no, I think it is. I think it's more competition because now you have to compete on your software front and your hardware front. Now your hardware has to compete individually with the hardware, and your software has to compete individually for the software. So if anything, it's more Because now it's not like, oh, well, the Switch 2 sucks, but it has Donkey Kong, and I want to play Donkey Kong, so I'll spend $500 there. Now it's like, oh, well, but if I can also play Donkey Kong on my PC or on my Xbox or whatever, then I'll just play it there.
Right.
So now they have to start competing on the hardware front too, because otherwise, what would be the point of buying the thing, right? Like, it is this is like a future for the games industry that would increase competitiveness, whatever you want to say.
Either way,
you want to say
both works.
Basically, like
Yeah.
across the board, and it would guarantee in a couple other ways that like it also kind of forces. Let's say that they go, because I think the more likely route is that it's going to be like a timed exclusive situation, especially for PlayStation, where like it's launched on theirs and then launched like I don't know 6 months, a year later on every other platform. And that would also mean that now you can't launch a game broken, because if you do, the only people you're hurting is your direct base, because now they're beta testing it for the other people who are going to get it later. So it's like it encourages people to make complete games and have them out on time and have them be good at the time that they launch, so that you don't get screwed from the pre-order. And now your hardware also has to be good in order to justify people playing the games on that platform.
So let me paint you a bleaker picture. What I'm thinking more
I'm starting to think you might just be a pessimist.
I might be. I'm gonna paint a bleaker picture for you. Let's say because we all know where technology is headed. I mean, you can look at things like, let's take Blockbuster and Hollywood Video, for example, and all those things. Now we have Netflix, we have streaming services, and nobody goes anywhere anymore. People go to the movie theaters less than they ever did before, and you can get everything streamed to your home. You can pay extra to have it, if it's in a theater, you can watch it on Prime, whatever the case may be. Everything is there. Okay, so when you're arguing hardware to me, I'm sitting here saying, the future of the industry doesn't look like it's in a trajectory to which would require hardware due to streaming and cloud alone. So when you take that out of the equation, and now all you have is, there's no more boxes, there's no more any of that. There's just the game itself that you're streaming. All of that kind of competition goes out the window, and then due to that competition leaving the room completely, then the creativity side of things start to fall flat, because you just you're not dependent upon, I got to go buy this box to get this exact experience. You're now dependent upon, how good is my internet connection.
I do think we're talking about two separate things here. I don't think having it not be exclusive to a piece of hardware is part of the same conversation as like, is streaming going to take over video games? I think that those are two different arguments.
Yeah,
but
it sounds like two different metrics. I would agree.
I also would say I don't think streaming is going to completely take over, because streaming, this future, people have always pushed this future of like, oh, streaming is going to take over everything, and it's in some areas maybe, like if you have really, really good internet, if you're like on one of the coasts or something, and so you've got that like fiber optic, everything's great. But the fact of the matter is, whenever people talk about streaming is getting so much better, now you can barely notice the difference, they're also failing to acknowledge the increase also on the physical side of things, where like playing on local hardware is also increasing at like a similar rate. So it's not like, both are going up, and so both are becoming decent. Like streaming is becoming a decent, like almost viable thing in a lot of places, not where I live, unfortunately, but it's becoming viable in a lot of places. But the hardware is still getting better and better. Like the people who want the game to run at a solid frame rate and like be a steady game, local hardware is always probably going to be the best place for them. And if that local hardware turns into, oh, I can just play it on my TV, and the TV becomes basically a PC, or the PC you're just playing it on, like everything's just a PC now anyway. Like that's really, I feel like that's a very different conversation. I don't foresee streaming just like completely taking over everything. I think it becomes a viable option that a lot of people end up using, but I don't think we're going to be anytime soon getting to a place where like streaming internet is going to be a viable option for like competitive shooters in the middle of Missouri. You know what I mean?
Just yet. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, we're not there yet as far as latency. I don't think anybody wants to, especially for online shooters. Nobody's going to risk that and worry about some person, destroying them on a battlefield. They're already suffering enough with PC gamers jumping in and cheating them. I can't imagine them liking latency from streaming.
And you sort of aligned it to the difference between like streaming television versus the movie theater. And I used to work in a movie theater, and I can tell you for a fact, people have been talking like doom and glooming the death of movie theaters since the fucking VHS was invented, and the movie theaters still exist, and they're doing really great, literally right now. Like Superman just made like $300 million or some shit. Fantastic Four is going to do great. Like when I go to movie theaters, it's not as packed as it used to be, but it is very much more an event thing. There's less seats in there, but the seats are more expensive. The seats are nicer. The food is nicer. Like it has become more of a thing where it's like, this is a premier experience instead of like, this is the only way to get it.
Right.
And so it is that thing of like, it is a different sort of situation, but the market is still there. They're adapting. They're doing fine. Like, and maybe that's also what's happening right now with the hardware situation. Maybe that is why we're seeing more multi-platform. Maybe that is why we're seeing like the ability, why we're seeing Xbox like turn into more of a storefront instead of a specific one piece of hardware where it's like, now you can also like, you'll buy your thing on your Xbox, or you can also play it on this handheld, and you can also play it on your PC because that's more convenient. That makes more sense for people. You know, I think we're at a point where I think a lot of things with the advent of all this new like AI technology and streaming technology, yeah, a lot of things are changing, but I don't think necessarily that those things are changing for the worse. They're just changing to be a little bit different, you know? I think that's fine.
Yeah. So I want to backpedal a little bit here. So basically, from understanding everything you're saying correctly, you're saying that if everything goes multi-platform, games go everywhere, there's no more exclusivity, that will be better for essentially these companies to make better hardware, because people are going to want to see where they're going to play the game on, or where they're going to make that choice to play the game on. So the hardware now becomes more of a conversation as opposed to exclusivity.
Yeah, now the hardware has to compete on its own feet instead of like, but this is the one you can play Mario on. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
Because
basically you have that, what features are you offering, etc. I get it. Yeah.
You're not. Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah, I could see that happening. I don't know. I just, for me, like, I guess because I'm a gray beard at the end of the day, the whole competitive vibe of like Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, and like saying, I'm going to go out and get a PlayStation because I want to go play the new Last of Us or the new God of War, or like I'm going to go out and get a new Xbox because I want to play the new Halo, the new Gears. Like that's like I guess touches a part of me that's very nostalgic, and losing that, it seems it does, and this is my opinion, it does take away that special feeling that I would get with doing these things as a gamer, like going to these midnight launches or buying a new console and saying like, I know what I'm buying this for, or like the E3s and seeing like, oh, the PlayStation E3s and the Xbox E3s and the events and everything that we would see. All that now seems to be coming to an end, and now we just have like, who's going to make a game that they can milk the most microtransactions from and have us buy 1,000 skins in 1 year and, you know, just keep it going forever and just kill all creativity.
Right. Hey, in the service of time, we have to move up a bit.
Wait, can I say one more thing real fast though?
Sure.
It's so I get that, and I don't think you're wrong. I think that there's definitely an aspect of it where like there is the aspect of it where back when like the 360 era was like really popping off, and it was like, oh my god, like a lot of people were talking about their consoles like it was a sports team.
They
and
still
I understand
do.
that, and I understand that energy. Like I think that's ingrained in a lot of us as like people who have engaged with different sports teams. I feel like we need to like break this idea that these brands are teams that we should be rooting for or against, for that matter, because like it's not the same thing. You know, when the Cowboys go up against the Rams, one of them has to lose. When PlayStation goes up against Xbox, they can both be successful. You can put out Fantastic Four and Superman 2 weeks apart, and they can both make a ton of money and be positive for both of their respective companies. The competition is still competition, but it's not. There's not like a trophy at the end that they're gonna win. You know, it's not like my team has to be better than your team in order to be the best team. Like that's not how competition in this space necessarily works. You're not playing a game, you're not watching a game where like Master Chief is shooting Mario and like the Ghost of Tsushima guy is over in the corner. Like they're not competing directly in that way. It's more of a situation where like you don't need to root for your team or against other teams in video games, as far as it's like as much as it is that it's like you should be rooting for them to do their best and to do the thing that is best for you as a consumer, instead of just like backing them no matter what. You know what I mean? And I don't say, and that's not what you're doing, but there are a lot of people online who do that. And that is the, like, we need to get away from that, because these are not teams, they're companies, they're brands,
corporations.
Like I think it is weird and damaging to a lot of people when like you read their bio on socials and it's like, I am Xbox, I am Apple, I am Tesla, and it's like, you're not those things. Those are things that you enjoy. That's not part of your identity. Like that's
the thing that's crazy is, we were talking about this like some week ago or whatever on Discord, and I literally made the point that for a lot of these guys, console warring and the platform of choice is their identity. They've made it that. And so that's why they will do exactly the opposite of what you're saying here, because they have made it just that. But you're right in what you said. Absolutely, I agree. But yeah,
sorry, Umbra, we went on a rant over there.
No, I let y'all do y'all thing. That's why I let y'all cook. I thought it was a great conversation.
It was good content.
Yeah, good content right there. I gotta start. I gotta start clipping some of these. Yeah, for us here, when we start doing some of these, we be having some good discussions in here that we don't. That I think some people might not be a part of or see. But what else did we? Because so now it's 9:12. So
yeah, did you really want to talk about Superman?
I did want to speak on Superman, and all three of us have seen it, so that works out. What else did we have in the news roundup though? Is anything else really pertinent?
Not really. There's a couple things we can run through real fast if you want. They announced casting for the Legend of Zelda movie. There's a guy called Bo Bragason that's the girl. Bo Bragason is playing.
That threw me off too. Actually,
she's 20.
I thought it was a boy at first. I'm like, Bo.
I don't know. And then Evan Singsworth is playing Link. He's 17. Neither of them really have like particularly long track records because they're both very young.
Yeah.
The guy who's playing Link voiced Pinocchio once, is what I found, and he was in that Haunting of Bly Manor TV show, but I don't think he was like a major character.
Okay.
So I don't know. They're both like, they're both like relative unknowns, and I think that's
smart.
Good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The guy who's playing Link played Tears of the Kingdom.
I mean, probably. I don't know what my excitement level for this is. I do think that the Legend of Zelda games are the ones that are like some of the most interesting for me from Nintendo. I think that they are the ones that have like the most interesting lore.
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions, and I think maybe I would have preferred if they were a little bit older. But like the pictures that I'm looking at might be old, because it said they're 20 and 17, but the pictures that I'm looking at, they look like 12 and 14. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know why they just did it. They just should have went animation with this. It's so stupid. Why are they? Yeah. Why are they doing this? Like after the success of the Mario movie, like why take the chance of doing something that's gonna be like, I don't know. I'm still with the live action concept of it. I'm still like really on the fence about that, and I just the world of the Legend of Zelda, I think, fits a lot more of like from an animation like set than an actual live action set, just because it's filled with so much like magic and like all these different types of art aspects of it. I don't know how they're gonna pull it off when it comes to a actual live action. I just don't want it to be like fucking Willow or something like that. You know?
I mean, yeah.
That's
we'll
what
have to see. Like, we're so early in the process of like looking at what this is that I feel like I don't really have an opinion on it yet. It's not something I'm excited for, but it's not something that I'm like, oh, this is definitely gonna suck. You know what I mean? I look at the casting. I'm like, I don't know anything about these people, so.
I can see Metroid being a live action over this, like sci-fi space shooter with aliens and shit, and like a crazy cool suit. But why, like you already saw what happened with Mario and the success of it, and like how everybody loved that. Like, why just pivot like that? It's so odd.
I do think that if they were going to do live action for like basically any Nintendo properties, Metroid would be an option for sure. But I think it's like, I think this is kind of fine, and then The one that I think I would be leaning more towards is like a Fire Emblem, but I don't know how well that would track. Like that's not going to get the same amount of ticket sales as a Zelda movie.
Yeah.
So like I don't like. Again, I'm not against it. I just don't know anything about this. Like I would need to see like, are they adapting one of the games in particular? Are they doing a new story? What did the costumes look like? Like I have a lot of questions.
I wouldn't mind them actually adapting. Like Ocarina of Time would be great. Hell, like the a link to the past would be great. Actually, I would actually tell them to start there.
Umbra,
yeah.
Tell me how tell me how you can imagine how fucking stupid Azora is going to look in this movie.
Yeah, I'm sure it looks pretty weird, but they might take liberties with that. They might take liberties. You never know.
Yeah,
if they're even in the movie, you're like, or I don't know.
Wings.
Yeah. No, I think this.
Well, if you do,
I'm liking the casting. There was controversy because the worry for a lot of, I would probably mention most. I ain't gonna say most. Some were being transphobes. They were scared of, what was it, Hunter Schafer being cast as Zelda.
I didn't even know Hunter was trans.
Yeah, Hunter Schafer is a trans, and some people online were like celebrating after, and I say this them being transphobe because they literally use the slur for trans, but you know the E.
Oh, good.
You get what I mean.
We love that.
Calling them the E. So I was like, yeah. So a lot of them were like celebrating the fact that it wasn't the case of that, you know.
Yeah. Well, we see this all the time because like them being kids doesn't protect them from it, unfortunately. Because like when the Harry Potter casting came out and Hermione was being played by a black girl, it was like, ooh,
oh man,
it was like, oh
yeah,
here we go.
It's already
they better not celebrate too soon. There's a lot of different characters that Hunter Schafer can possibly play in The Legend of Zelda. She could be a fucking fairy.
Yeah.
Well, we know, like fly around and like you know, just because she's not playing Princess Zelda doesn't mean
playing Navi.
Yeah, something like that. Like it's fucking Zelda. Like she could probably play something else. Like
I don't
don't celebrate your fucking ridiculous thinking ways just yet because you know, things can still happen. We only have 2 cast members so far. Remember that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
What else do we have, Daddy?
Let's see. We got some updates for DC movies. We got the first poster for Supergirl where she spray painted over the poster for Superman that says "Look up" to say "Look out." She's standing there with like a coat on, drinking a slushie or something. And then they also said that they're fast tracking Wonder Woman, which doesn't mean a ton, other than that like they're really heavily trying to get this thing out. Nice. I don't think that it's necessarily like we should expect it anytime soon because we know for a fact they don't have like a script or anything. Mm-hmm. But those were the 2 big DC updates this week.
Yeah,
nice. If they do a Wonder Woman movie, I would want them to do completely just like starting from her world and keeping it like set in her world. Like don't go into Manhattan. Don't fucking have a pilot traveling through time. Don't give me any of that bullshit. Like just make it in her world and make it about like the Amazonian just make it really
their kingdom and
gritty and raw.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing is we do know that we're getting that because they announced that Paradise Lost show that's like a prequel thing that I think it's supposed to be following her mom Hippolyta. So we're good. So and that takes place entirely on Themyscira. And so I think that so we are going to get some of that. I don't know. We obviously don't know anything about this movie because they don't know anything about this movie yet.
Right.
But I also would like that. Yeah, I think one of the things that gets lost a lot with Wonder Woman is that in a lot of adaptations she becomes just like another character that's in it. Whereas like we know a lot about Superman and his lore and his villains and Batman. Wonder Woman is the third part of that trinity, and I would hazard to guess that most people, even people who read comics, probably can't name more than like 2 of her villains. Like I think you get Cheetah and Cersei, and then I think people get lost.
Yep, it's true.
You know,
it's not a respect on her lore.
It's true. Yeah, her rogues gallery it just doesn't compare to Superman and Batman's.
It doesn't, and I think it's because she has been so underserved, and so I do think that there's a lot of really I've been reading a lot of Wonder Woman comics lately because I'm writing a Wonder Woman pitch for a series that I do on my personal channel.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of really interesting Amazonian characters. There's like 3 different tribes of Amazonians that we never talk about. There's a Brazilian one. There's one that takes
the Nubians.
Well, Nubia is not from the African group, but there is an African group of Amazonians.
I thought she was from that. Oops. Oh, okay.
I think in some maybe she is, but mostly she's like she lives on Themyscira, and her job before she becomes the queen, her job is that she guards the gate of hell.
Okay.
So she's just a huge badass.
Wait, so they put the they put the Nubian queen on hell duty. I see what y'all on DC. No, I'm joking.
I mean,
But they have
on
a
Hades
lot of
duty, should I say?
yeah.
They have a lot of like if they establish it with her lore, they have a lot of ability to go into like mythology for like different types of creatures and monsters and things that they can really you flash on screen and show off like cool special effects and have her fighting like different types of like Greek gods or like instead of, don't show me Wonder Woman flipping around a fucking museum taking out like Iranian dudes. Like, come on.
What about the music?
Yeah, like
I was
it's
tired of hearing that
ridiculous.
song. Let me tell you.
Oh my god!
I do think that is also why her rogues gallery gets lost a lot, is because a lot of them are just like people from Greek mythology, where it's like Hades, Ares, Hercules, you know, like characters that you know probably from other places, but they are considered her villains. But yeah, there is a lot that you could lean on there if they say that they're bringing in Gail Simone to like consult on it, then we know it's going to be good.
That'd be smart,
because Gail Simone is one of the most prolific living Wonder Woman writers.
That would be very smart. That's what they should do. I think I would actually doubt that they would do that because they're big
on the comic books right now.
Yeah, that I can see that. Makes sense.
The crazy part is though is that Gal Gadot is actually a really, really like. She looks like Wonder Woman technically, but she can't
looks great.
Shit.
Yeah.
Let me ask, who would you all want to be cast as Wonder Woman now? And I say this because I had a few suggestions thrown my way, and I'll highlight her now because I think this woman is gorgeous, and I can see her being cast as her. Her name is Adria. This is Jason Momoa's girlfriend. Adria Arjona.
Oh, from Andor.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen Andor yet, so that I did hear that. Yeah, there she is there, and of course there.
Yeah,
I can see it too. I absolutely can see it. Yeah, she.
Copy saying I would prefer an unknown, and I think that's fair. I do think that this actress is small enough that she would, for a lot of people, be an unknown, and so I think that's probably fine. I think there was also that girl from the season. The Obi-Wan show that I think might be good. I think she's like, strictly speaking, I think she's like Middle Eastern of some kind. So maybe that's not, because I think maybe we're looking for a Greek person, but I don't know. She looks the part. I think she'd be fine. I don't know her name. I don't know. This is one that I've been struggling with. There's a lot of people who I think could play the role. I know fan casting has been all over the fucking place for Wonder Woman.
For sure.
Where like they want, what's her name? Alexandra Daddario was like a big fan cast. I don't know if I feel that one.
I don't feel that at all. No, beautiful eyes, but that's where it ends.
There was that one girl. There was one girl who like filmed a pilot as Wonder Woman. I forget her name, but people were like really high on that for a long time, and I don't think that's ever going to happen. There's the girl from I wish I knew any of their names. This is not good content for me to be like the one from that thing.
That one girl from that thing over there, that one thing.
But do you know that show where the lady's got like a bunch of tattoos, and the tattoos are like clues to crimes that haven't happened yet or some shit?
Yes, I saw it on Netflix recently pop up. I cannot.
People really want her to play Wonder Woman too.
Yeah. I forgot the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
This one you pulled up, I think, is a better pick than all of those, though.
Yeah, when she was introduced to me, we were talking about it on Discord. I was like, okay, I see it immediately. I was automatically on board. They people. Casey and Sotton said, "Cast that blue number." That blue number is a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman. She is not a Greek goddess with brown eyes and brunette hair. Although she could dye her hair, to be fair. But I hear you guys.
I looked up one of them. So one of the ones that I was thinking, and I don't know anything about her, like, really her acting career, but she played basically Wonder Woman in Moon Knight. Her name is May Calamaway.
May Calamaway.
I don't know.
Hold on, let me look that up.
I don't fucking know. It's May and then Calamawy.
Okay, hold on one second.
She basically just played Wonder Woman in Moon Knight. And so I think like that's an option. I still don't think she's as good an option as this lady.
Let me look her up. Noisy mofo, brother. He says, how was the wedding, Umbra? It was great. We jumped the broom at approximately 6 p.m. Happy wife, happy life. You know how it is. Now, how do you spell her name again? It's M-A-Y. What is it?
C-A-L.
C-A-L.
Hold on, I gotta scroll. C-A-L-A-M-A-W-Y.
Okay, I found her. May Callumway.
Something like that.
Callumway.
She played the Scarlet Scarab in Moon Knight.
Callumway.
She was the only other one I was like kind of thinking of.
I had to make a joke on it. The Callumway.
Yeah.
In the jungle.
I think this Arjona person is probably a better pick.
I think so too.
But,
yeah, she's
but
okay.
I could see
I can see a little bit of
Hey
it.
guys, I'm gonna skedaddle on out of here. I gotta go hit the hay. I got an early morning tomorrow, so
All right,
appreciate
Coffee
it.
brother. Oh, I see. Oh, they did. Look, some fan casting does have her there. All right, Coffee.
Yeah, well,
thanks
she
for jumping
basically-
by, brother.
She
Stopping
basically
by,
already
should I
played
say.
Have a good
Wonder
rest of your
Woman,
night.
so.
You too.
See ya.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see a little
mean,
bit. Yeah.
I'm scrolling through fan casting now, and it's a lot of just like nonsense. They're like, "What?
Oh,
what
but-
about Anna De Armas?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, I saw some people say that, and some people are like, I don't
No.
like her. Yeah. Look
mean,
at
I
this
like
one.
her,
They put
I
her
just don't
face
like
on
her
it
for
with
that
deviant art. You see it?
That makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I don't love that at all.
Here's another
Oh,
one.
weren't you supposed to show me some AI Donkey Kong thing?
Oh, I did. That was the AI, the game coming to Xbox. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So look at this one here. This is nice.
Yeah, I mean, I do think she could do it. I think I'm more on board with the whatever her name was, Arjona,
Yeah.
the Andor girl. I think that's the right call.
Yeah, I think Arjona
I mean-
looks closer to what I would imagine Wonder Woman looking like. Who is
Yeah,
this?
I mean, I don't have like a Rolodex of actresses in my mind that could play any role, so
Yeah. I
I
think
don't
it's
think
also
that's not even.
I think it's also the hairstyling too, right? Like here, for instance, is like super curly versus a straight style like this, which looks more Wonder Woman-esque.
I'd be okay with it being curly. I don't think that that's like a deal breaker necessarily.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know, man.
yeah. But no, hey, I'm all for. I would be if they, as long as they can act, as long as they don't act the way Gail Gadot was acting, I think we'll be all right. No,
Kyle.
Kyle.
No.
No.
Did you want to talk about Superman real fast before we get out of here?
Yeah, let's speak on Superman. I mean, do you all? I don't know how many have seen Superman in the chat. I believe one person said they had not seen it yet. I saw somebody say. So I did want to speak spoilers of it, but it's not the type of movie where you're going to really be spoiled. I would
Not
say.
really. There's a couple of things, but I don't think they would like ruin the movie for you.
I
But
don't think they would at
If you've
all.
already got plans to go see it, yeah, I might just leave now because we are going to talk spoilers.
Yeah. So we'll go through it quickly enough. Okay, Soil Tech, brother. Thanks for coming by. And by the way, again, thanks to Dr. Dryrub. He asked kindly that if anybody did claim it and did not mention it yet, please let them know that you grabbed something. I see Soil Tech already acknowledged one of them or two of them. So yeah, if anybody has not done so yet, definitely thank Dr. Dryrub if you got one of the codes from him. And thank you again, Dr. Dryrub, for that, for the donations. Appreciate you.
Cast
It's Flo, the insurance lady. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's a Blue
that'll
Prince
work.
enjoyer take right there.
Oh damn. Oh man. Yeah. Superman was a good time. Absolutely, Sadness.
I agree.
I
Yeah.
enjoyed it, man. We saw recently, of course, that it crossed, like you mentioned a while ago, 300 whatever some odd million. Matter
Yeah,
of fact,
it's
I
doing-
believe I had that.
It's doing extremely well domestically and
Yeah.
not very well outside of America. And I do think, well, not just me, the people talking about that do believe that it's probably because Superman is seen as a very American character. And
typically.
right now, America is
Yeah.
not beloved worldwide.
Not
for
at all.
A multitude of reasons.
Right.
And so I think that people are right in assuming that that's probably at least part of why it's having sort of a softer thing globally. But worth noting is that like the people at Warner Brothers had already said that like they were expecting it to make about 300 million, and it's already only been out like what, a week?
Oh, yep.
So not even. So
already crossed 310 million. Yeah.
yeah, so I think that they're gonna be happy with it, which is good.
They seem to be. I think David Zaslav, I believe, spoke on it, so he's happy for so far. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, I think it's a really good base for this universe going forward. I think it definitely has a lot of problems, but I ended up walking out of it where I was like, I love the movie. I think it's really, really good, but I think from like a critical aspect, I would still give it like an 8 out of 10 because I think it's got a lot of problems. But I think for me personally and like where I am in my life, I think there was a lot of the things that happened in the story that like impacted me particularly very strongly.
Yeah.
And so I really enjoyed that. So I think like on my personal scale, I think that this is my first or second favorite Superman movie.
Okay.
But yeah, I think if I'm just like looking at it from a purely critical standpoint, I think it's like 8.
What would it be in competition for? What's your first or other second alternate Superman movie?
So my second one is a much hotter take. Is I think up until this movie came out, I think Superman Returns was the best Superman.
Okay, all right, with Brandon Roth.
Yeah,
that I think it gets more hate than it deserves, but that whole baby thing, like that was just a weird angle that they took with that. I feel like he was an okay Superman, let down by I think a worse plot or dialogue. I think.
Yeah, I think it's like not a super hard competition in the Superman movie space, unfortunately. Because I really like the Donner movies, but I think saying that those are good movies would be disingenuous. Like they don't hold up, especially 3 and 4.
Yeah,
they just like don't hold up at all.
True.
And then like even in 1, it's like the acting is a little hokey in like a fun way, but it is hokey.
Yeah.
You've got him like using his X-ray vision to check out her underwear, which is not very Superman in my opinion. Then he like flies around the Earth backwards to turn back time. And, like that's too much.
Yeah.
And then too, all the Zod stuff, and he like gives up his like. There's a lot of stuff in those Donner movies, which really only the first one's a Donner movie, but we don't have to get into all that.
Yeah.
Are just like not.
It didn't hold up over time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. Makes sense.
I think for me, top 4 would be like. Either this or Returns, then the other one. I still have to figure that out. But one of them, and then
Man of Steel.
Superman 1, and then Man of Steel.
Okay,
I think I still like Superman 1 more than. Well,
okay.
I don't know. Superman 1 and Man of Steel are probably pretty close for me too, because I do think Superman 1 has a lot of stupid stuff, but like so does Man of Steel.
So does Man of Steel.
People keep stupid stuff.
Yeah, people keep trying to overlook Man of Steel's issues. I'm like, they got some issues in it.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. I if I had to put mine in any order. It's funny because we got the same exact score, mind you. I came away with an 8.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, but if I was being super critical, now that's my audience enjoyer score, but I was asked if I had to do a critic review, it would be a 7, right? And that's because I'll be much more critical at that point, and I will look at from a fan perspective of what I know they failed at, right, or what they didn't translate well enough, right? And it has some things that I didn't like. One of them being the overuse of crypto.
Yeah.
I don't. What did you feel about that with crypto? Yeah.
I think I went into it expecting to hate crypto because in the like little clips and trailers that we saw beforehand, I was like, it's a bit much. And then I came out being like, it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
I still don't think that I loved crypto. I think there were a couple of scenes that I liked him in. Spoilers. I wish he hadn't done like attacked Lex at the end.
Yeah.
I know that that's like a big piece of like catharsis for people, and like Lex did need to get his ass kicked. I just didn't love that it came from the dog.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
But then again, like he did torture him, so like I don't know, man. I'm kind of mixed on that.
He did torture him. That's true. What's up, Talos?
So like I don't know. I am kind of mixed on that. I could take or leave crypto. I don't think he was like a negative for me, but he definitely wasn't a positive. I think like he was cute, I guess.
I guess I kind of agree with that, right? He wasn't a negative so much as it was a negative how much he was used. That's the only problem I had. I just thought because, and the reason why I say that is, and then shout out to Dr. Dry Rub for dropping another donation, Resident Evil 3 code in the chat. If you all have not claimed,
it's the same one. They just didn't
it's the same one. Okay, so if you all claim this code, this is for Steam. Please thank Dr. Dry Rub in the chat and let him know that you claimed it. We appreciate it. If nobody claims it, he'll take it back and maybe donate it on GCP. Actually, there's no GCP this week, I don't think, actually. So I'll take that back.
What?
Yeah, no GCP chat or show this week. That's like I feel like this it was just overuse, right? And this is my issue. Everything was done well as far as the casting. You remember me asking you about David Cornsweet because I had no idea who he was until you were telling me about him before in the past, and I'm like, oh, I hate his last name, Cornsweet. It's
not a great last name.
Yeah, I don't like it, right? But cool. Hey, it is what it is. Yeah. The man looks like classic Silver Age Superman to me. I cannot get over it. He looks excellent. He's Superman.
One of the highlights of the movie for me.
He absolutely was one of my highlights. I agree.
He's great, but there was one person in this movie who is absolute 100% spot on perfect casting, and that's Lois Lane. That's
I
Rachel
loved
Brosnahan.
Lois, man. I thought they did a great job.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
without a doubt, she is the best Lois Lane that we've had.
I have a hard time disagreeing with you. The only one I can say that maybe challenges her. And I love to, again, it's eras, right? Because you go to Terry Hatcher maybe from Superman and Lois back in the day. I love Terry Hatcher. So I wouldn't know. Yeah, I love Terry Hatcher. I thought she was great. And you can go maybe to what's her name in the old Margot was a Kidder from old school. Yeah, you can go to her. Although I never did quite like her as Lois. I'll be honest.
I was never great with her. For me, the best before this would have been Erica Durance from Smallville.
And that's another one. Yep.
I think Rachel Brosnahan is just like, I don't think the other people were bad. I just think Rachel Brosnahan is like perfect.
I agree with you. I'm with you 100%. And actually, it's funny because I think most people are in alignment with us in that. I think most liked this Lois, and that's the key components you have to nail, right? You have to get Superman right. You have to get Lois right. Like that's two go hand in hand. I thought their chemistry was great. Their dialogue with each other was great. It felt natural, right? The casting
that
in general.
romance was hot.
Yeah, man, I liked it, man. I think they did a great job with that. It is, and it feels antiquated to see an actual news publication like that. But I love that they went that route.
Yeah, but it's Metropolis.
I'm glad they went that route. Yeah, I'm glad they didn't go to it's modern times, so we have to be digital.
Yeah, they did still publish the thing at the end online. You know what I mean?
That's true.
There wasn't like they didn't like hand out the papers to like.
Hey, extra, read all about it, right?
Right. So, but yeah.
But they could do that if they chose to, right? Like that's the interesting thing about this. Yeah, Metropolis could choose to say, "Hey, we still have this. We still have paper news, right? Newspapers that you actually get."
Metropolis, I think, always has this sort of like 50s-ish aesthetic to it, and so I think you get away with a lot more of like
of the old school,
feeling a little old school, outdated.
I agree. And actually, some of the aesthetics are still there. Even Jimmy Olsen, the way he looks, has a kind of 70-esque. Or 60s, late 60s-esque aesthetic to his hairstyling and such, for instance, right? And the way he's dressed.
Maybe. He was another character that I really loved in this, actually. I think he's really funny.
I thought he was great. Again,
I would happily watch like a spin-off show of just the Daily Planet crew.
I would be
thrilled to get that.
They could do something with that. And excellent actors left and right in that cast, all the way up to Perry White, my man, Wendell Vaughn. What's it, Vaughn?
I love that actor.
Great actor.
He is one of the people that like I wish that they had. There's a couple people that I wish had gotten more. He's one of them.
Yeah. Same.
I wish he had gotten more. I wish Hawk Girl had gotten more because I feel like she kind of falls in the background. It's just like
she does.
Like girl with mace, like girl who hits things.
Screaming
like
mace girl.
Her character in this.
Yeah.
The screaming was a bit much. I didn't. I
did not like that at all. That's the part. That was my second complaint was that.
Yeah, it's not great. I really don't. Someone needs to come in and like do more with that character. I think that of the Justice Gang, she's probably the one most likely to have a lot going on because she's A, younger, and B, she's a character that I think people probably know more than like specifically Guy Gardner or Mr. Terrific, although I think Mr. Terrific is going to be huge after this.
Yeah, Mr. Terrific, many people feel like he stole the show, so I agree with you.
He's great. Yeah, I really like him. I think in terms of like the characters being how I wanted them to be, I think Guy Gardner was pretty much spot on. Then Mr. Terrific is not far behind, and then Hawk Girl is like a distant third. I think Guy Gardner was damn near perfect, and Mr. Terrific.
I have to. That's
not exactly what I wanted, but he's great.
Yeah, I loved his version, his take on Guy. I mean, it's very close to the comics, right? Very, very similar. He himself, I heard, argued for the bowl cut to stay. Like he wanted to go embrace it fully. What's my man's name? I'm forgetting his name right now.
Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion, yeah. He I think debated with Gunn or whoever the creatives and said that's what he wanted to actually represent Guy that way with the bowl cut, the old school throwback So I'm actually grateful they did it. What I will say though is, if I'm gonna that's where I say the critical part of me kicks in. Did not like the costuming on some of them. I think Mr. Terrific was fine. Superman obviously was fine. Yeah, it's just some of the bagginess.
Fair play jacket.
Yeah, it's the bagginess though, right? That's the only thing, right? Like they could make better suits for them, I think.
Yeah,
that's the only thing.
The reason why these ones look baggier than like the Henry Cavill one is because the Henry Cavill one, even though he was ripped, they still put muscle padding into it to like fill it out more.
That's true.
I wouldn't be against them doing that, but I also don't feel like I necessarily like need it. I think that I know I just said that the Brandon Routh one was like before this my favorite Superman movie. I do think that's the worst suit because it just looks like it's like
it looks rubbery.
He looks like he's just wearing like, I don't know, like a onesie pajama.
Yeah, I don't like his Superman shield either. It's too small.
Yeah, and so I think this is a big step up from that. I actually think, as far as the movies go, at least, this is probably my favorite suit. I think you're right that it does look a little bit baggy, but it also looks more wearable.
It does.
It looks like real clothing more so than the other ones.
Yeah, it does.
You look at the Henry Cavill one, and I'm like, that guy looks super hot. But then I also go, how does he get that off? 'Cause that shit's like,
it looks like metal or something, right? Yeah,
that looks like it is his skin. It is conformed to every bend in his abs.
Yeah,
like how is he getting that on and off? And so this one doesn't bother me that it's baggy. I do see that is there, but I really like it. I think the Justice Gang suits need work, but I also think that they're placeholders. I think that a lot of that is like, because I don't like the Justice Gang obviously is a short-term thing. Like we know we're going to get the Justice League at some point.
Yeah.
I'm
with
Mr.
you.
Terrific had the jacket over it anyway, so who cares?
Mr. Terrific looked fine. His was, I mean, that was almost a 1-to-1 almost to me from a comic translation. Superman's was fine with me too. I did not dislike it, although I did, as I said before, I wish the collar part. I'm still more of a fan of the collarbone cut off for where for the blue.
Get that.
But I didn't hate it. And I think even though his had slight bagginess, it wasn't that bad. For me, it was the bagginess of Guy and I think Hawk Girls. Her slightly more, but Guy was mostly baggy. I think they could have tightened it up when it comes to presentation of costuming. But that aside, that whole screaming thing with Hawk Girl, like Dr. Dry put the knife in the Hawk and the eagle. Yeah, I don't understand why. This is why I said James Gunn, I think, made bad decisions throughout that made it feel away. Yeah. Crypto was one. The super zoomed in close up of her screaming as she attacked was two. Some of the plot was, and I'm gonna ape my man nerds here, and he said he didn't like the plot. He pointed out a great point when we were discussing this, and he was saying that everything just kind of happened. It wasn't like it was like everything just kind of fell into place too easily, and I agree with that. When you really think about it. Like, if you're really critical when you think about the plot.
Yeah, I guess I can see that.
Yeah.
For me, the issue with the plot was more... I think that they had so much ground to cover, and they did it in sort of a clumsy way. Mm-hmm. I think, especially in the first act, there's a lot of just like, and this is what's happening, and this is my motivation, and just like people saying everything.
Mm-hmm.
And in some cases, it was completely unnecessary because they would have like, they'll be like saying something, but then we already knew that was the case. Like, there's a point where the engineer is like, I gave up my humanity for this, but like we already knew that because we had a whole presentation from Lex about how he swapped out your blood with nanomachines. Like we know, exactly what you did. Like it's fine. We don't need the exposition.
True.
And so for me, that was a bit much. I also think that the whole sequence with the baby in the river was really stupid.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. I hated that. Did not.
I think that's the worst. I think that's the worst scene in the movie, and like by a lot. So like it's definitely got a lot of problems, but I think there's a couple of things that really boost it up for me. We already talked about one of them. The biggest thing for me is the relationship between Lois and Clark. I think that's spot on. That's amazing.
Yep.
I also was pleasantly surprised by the character of Eve Tessmacher. I thought that she was like, because they play her as an idiot, and she kind of is.
Yeah.
But then she has that bit where, you find out that the whole time she's been taking those selfies and like playing as like a dumb girl, she was actually like doing espionage and getting pictures of all of Lex's plans and shit. And I'm like, oh shit, like that's a really smart idea of what to do with this character. Like that's really intelligent.
Therein lies the rub, though.
Love that.
Therein lies the rub, though, and that's where I had another problem with. You're not wrong in that it's a clever way to do that. The problem is This Lex, by the way, I thought Holt did a great job as Lex. By the way,
He did very good. Yeah.
it's weird to see him because he's such a pretty boy, like young baby face. So it's weird to see him as Lex because Lex, I feel like, should have a more distinguished face, but Holt is like has a baby face, so it's kind of odd. But acting wise, he was great. I did not like him being emotional at the end, though. I don't feel Lex would do that and cry to Superman in front of him.
There were a couple scenes where I think he was one of the bigger, I think, issues with the just saying what your motivation is instead of like showing it. I think he was one of the bigger perpetrators of that. But yeah,
he was very mustache twirly evil, right? Which I don't mind, although it's like weird in a way, right? Because he's shown himself as ruthless, literally ruthless. How he killed a guy, like that shocked the hell out of me. I was like, whoa, I didn't think he was gonna do that. Yeah. So he kills the guy, whatever.
Shoots Molly in the head,
right? And then this is the odd part. Why in God's name would he have Eve around him like that? The dumb bimbo. I know they pulled that from Donner and with Gene Hackman. We got
it from Donner.
I get it, right? But I wish Gunn would not have done that. And because for one, she's there as just as a plot device. One, two, it does not even fit because look at him otherwise. Why would he even have her around? It just didn't make any logical sense.
You're not wrong. I think for me, I think Eve being there and being sort of just like blending into the background sort of and like being her very big bubbly character, I think actually like the fact that she was able to take all those selfies and not get caught by Lex, I think is actually one of the things that better proves sort of his faults. I think one of his biggest faults in this movie is that he consistently underestimates everybody. He's underestimating the dog. He's underestimating Superman. He thinks that he can take out Superman by yelling bingo numbers through a different Superman who like can't read. His whole thing is that he thinks that he is so far above and like can prove it, and like no one else can even challenge him for this throne. And so I think it makes a lot of sense for Eve to be there taking these pictures and just doing whatever she's doing regardless. And him just like not even think about it because she's like dirt to him. Like we see in the movie that he's thrown a different one of his ex-girlfriends into super prison for like breaking up with him and then writing a bad article about him. Like he's
I forgot about. You sure did. Yeah,
possibly the most evil.
That's why I said
that we've seen in the movie.
He's the most mustache twirly. Like
dude's a son of a bitch.
That's a great point you bring up there. I will give you that. But like it was so mustache twirly because some people were complaining.
It's a
like
lot.
His whole interdimensional thing where it's causing a rift, and he's like unbothered. But But so I'll say like it's weird. But then you also look at the economy because Superman obviously is an alien, right? And I know some people were like, "Oh, it's woke." Such a dumb thing, but like he's always been an alien here. He's always
nobody tell them.
Right.
Nobody tell him that he's from space.
What did they think? Right, but he's more human, being an alien from outer space from a different planet, than Lex is as a human. Lex is less human, right? He's so motivated to get to Superman and kill him or take him down somehow. He doesn't even care that he's tearing the world apart and causing a black hole and an interdimensional thing rift.
At one point, he's like, "I'll stop it when it gets to a city I care about." And it's like, God,
right? Like he's that cold and it doesn't care. So, but I thought that's an interesting kind of yin and yang because it's always got to be that kind of give and take when a great villain in Hero, and I think he was that. He was a little too ahead of the curve, I think, when it comes to him and Superman because there is my other issue. And I want to say issue, but I just didn't like how he did it. Gunn did it. Ultraman. And it's like, is he Ultraman or is he?
No, I mean it's
Bizarro. You already knew where I was going. Yeah. And that's the problem. It is
Bizarro.
I wish he would have just said that. Yeah, I wish he would have just said this is Bizarro.
Can I tell you? Because you're right, and I understand why that would annoy you and why that would annoy a lot of like comic book readers.
Yeah,
I was just so happy that wasn't Ultraman and that the prison wasn't some like a multiverse shit.
Right.
I was just so happy that it wasn't some multiverse nonsense.
I hear
that
you.
I think it was like, you. Oh, thank God.
That's fair. I think
it was like, oh, praise be.
And I think that's what it was for me. Like, because like you, my thinking would be this is the Ultraman from a different universe, right?
Right. Yeah,
but it wasn't. It was a clone from him, which is also a bit of an homage to Superman 4. with the cloning of making the
with the nuclear
man,
yeah.
right? Obviously,
I think he does feel very nuclear man. They even say it's from a piece of hair.
See,
so it's like
exactly.
It's like very
so
close.
It's very obviously an homage to that, but at the same time,
I do think
why
it's better
not
than
make
Nuclear
him?
Man. Not
Why
that
not
that's a
make
high
him
bar.
be Bizarro and instead and just have him look deformed? He couldn't talk.
Yeah.
Make him be that.
I do think I have this theory, and it's really stupid, but it is very much like a James Gunn thing, where because he gets knocked into spoilers, I guess he gets knocked. Now that we haven't spoiled other things, he gets knocked in that like black hole at the end.
Yeah,
and it's the same black hole that all the like anti-proton, whatever the fuck it was, the river of cubic shit was going into. And all I could think the whole time was like, okay, well, Bizarro has like a cube-shaped Earth that he lives on.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible that this is like a reference to he's gonna go there and then he's gonna like a new Earth is gonna be formed that's with all this cube shit, and then it's gonna be Bizarro Earth or like Earth? What is it? Hatre? Like it's Earth backwards or whatever.
It could be, he could
like,
go there and be deformed now because he got pulled through there. Like that could happen.
Got his ass beat. Yeah, and so I was like, I mean, I do think that that's probably the thought process. I do agree with you that it's like just call him Bizarro.
Yeah,
like you could have just put him in a suit and we could have just like not given him a name at all.
Mm-hmm.
Really, he could have just been the Hammer of Baravia or whatever the fuck.
Right,
and it would have been fine. I think it is a weird like shell game Russian nesting doll thing to be like. Who's in the Hammer suit?
Oh, it's Ultraman.
But who's in the Ultraman suit?
Right.
Like
it's Bizarro, but man,
it's. I guess in some ways it's very comic booky, but in other ways it's very stupid.
Yeah, and I'll
like,
get
all right.
So you get where I'm coming from, and this is my last thing I would say, because people were like that rift. Lex killed millions of people. Like I'm like, yeah, people would have died, but they got away.
Evacuated the city. They said it, so we have to believe that it's true.
Right. So it's ridiculous, and it's in that essence.
Ridiculous.
But we'll accept.
We even
it,
saw
right?
they were all getting on the bus with their pets. There's that old lady with the 2 turtles.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
I was like, okay, yeah, sure.
We'll just suspend our disbelief. This is my last complaint about it.
Yeah.
I wish that the people in danger would act like they were in danger. A lot of them, and I know it's like 300 years, which I did like that they established that heroes or metahumans have been around for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
I liked all that. I think that's the smart way to go. What's up, Abdel, brother?
What's up?
But I disliked how nonchalant the people around were. Like, for instance, when he was getting the kaiju fighting them, they just standing there. Like, would you get out of there? I would not be there if there's this 3 million ton 50-foot or 60-foot monster thing. I'm not being blowing fire out. The dude was inside the shop eating yogurt like there's nothing going on. Like, my man. Where's your sense of danger? Like, I did not like that. I don't think it was funny. I didn't think it was cute. I thought it was dumb. But then there were moments, of course, where Superman showed his character as Superman. For instance, where he blew the dog out of the way and for when he saved the squirrel. I thought that right there, to me, helped signify him character-wise as Superman. Like, he already looks like him. But then, damn, that's Superman to me. Things like that, where every life, even something as small as a squirrel, mattered to him. The movie, what it did so well, and I'll go back to the positives. The nitpicks aside, they're not enough to harm this movie as bad. What James Gunn absolutely nails is a actual sense of hope and inspiration for Superman. And David Cornsweet knocked it out of the field, man. And like, that's what Superman's supposed to be. This hit David Cornsweet. This is what Superman's supposed to be like, character-wise. And I say this in contrast to Man of Steel with Henry Cavill, because I know a lot of Cavillites, if you will, and Snyder fans, like, well, that's not my Superman. Like, they want Cavill back, and I get it. Handsome devil, right? You've had some years with him. Obviously, Snyder does excellent with fight scenes with him. He got great cinematic shots. But he never was quite Superman. Not to me. I never thought he was Superman. I never even thought he quite looked like him, because they didn't give him no spit curl either, right? But regardless of that, I just, character-wise, he didn't act like Superman. This guy here embodies everything what I feel Superman should be, and this is me having read Superman comics growing up along with everything else I've read all over the years. He embodies all of it. Gunn got this casting absolutely correct in every possible way for me.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I loved it. I loved a lot of what they did. I wished if I had his ear, I'd be like, please don't overuse Crypto anymore. I know he's moving on to Supergirl. That's why he's so
he'll probably
unruly
be in that movie.
Yeah,
I do think I think Crypto will become less annoying. My assumption is that he's going to like get better behaved, and I think that as he becomes better behaved, he'll become less annoying.
Yeah.
That's my hope anyway. I do think that they'll have to tone down Crypto at some point, because I think that that's going to be a lot of people's like biggest complaint coming out of this, and so I think that that's going to be something that they sort of have to take to heart.
Yep.
But I will say I think that this movie really makes me very excited for the DCU going forward, because I think one of the things that they really establish here is that like this doesn't feel anything like the Suicide Squad or Peacemaker or what we've seen from the Lantern set, or like we know that Clayface movie is going to be rated R. Like it makes me really excited to know that it's not going to be the Marvel thing. Not talk shit about Marvel, but like that it's not going to be the Marvel thing where like all the movies kind of feel the same. It's going to be very much that thing where you're like walking into a comic book shop and it's like, well, what story do you want to like? Which one speaks more to you? Because if this doesn't speak to you as a Superman story, then it's like, okay, well, the Batman is still going to exist. We just got the script in for that a couple weeks back. Like that's still going to come out. Supergirl is going to be a lot more of a serious thing if they follow the trajectory of the comic book it's based on. Peacemaker is going to be a probably more serious, but like also very comedic thing. Like there's so many other like flavors of genre that you can get in this universe, and I think that they're smart to lean into that.
Let me ask you one. Let me throw one question at you.
Yeah.
What do you think? How do you think it could work with Batman? Because I don't think, what's his name? The director for that Batman.
No, it's Reeves. Matt Reeves.
Oh, that's right. Okay, Reeves. Yeah, I don't think his Batman would work in this universe with the Superman and everyone. I'm not sure. What's your thoughts?
I don't think he would, but it's not because of the tone. I think the tone could be fine wherever. I think that it's just like that is a very, very grounded world where like I can't imagine that turning into like I can't imagine that one city over there's a kaiju walking around. Like that feels impossible, you know?
Yeah.
And so I don't think that necessarily would work, but I'm also like I'm okay with them being separate things, because we already know that like the Pattinson Batman, he's not going to be the DCU Batman. We know that they're working on another thing.
Yeah. We
know that the one that they're working on, he like has a kid. There's no universe in which Pattinson's Batman's going to have a Damian Wayne by the time Batman 2 comes out. Like that's just not going to happen. So it's like I'm okay with those being separate things. I understand that like maybe that'll be a little confusing for people at first, but I don't care. Like I don't care. The like gritty crime saga universe, whatever the hell they're calling that, like that and Penguin, I think is amazing, and it's like its own thing, and it's over there, and I'm cool with that. But yeah, no, I think the Batman for this universe is going to have to be different. I think he can still be very serious and very dark, but I think it does have to have that like fantastical element. Like they can't be afraid to do
embracing the comic
like characters like a Clayface or like a Mr. Freeze or like these people who have like more fantastical powers.
Yep, I agree. I floated the idea that it probably be more closer to the Brave and Bold Batman.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, that's what the working title for it is right now. Is Brave.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a script for it, so like they probably won't keep that title. But when they announced it, they called it Brave and Bold.
Okay, got you. So that's I guess that gives us a clue of where he's at with it, and that Brave and Bold Batman would fit more in tune with the nature, like you said, the world with these superheroes all around and things like that, the collaboration. And like even if you look at, like you said, Suicide Squad fits that world. It fits the world right here that we're seeing. So
yeah, well, and I'm really excited to see like this, like David Cornsweet's Superman in other movies directed by other people, where like maybe the tone is a little bit different, because I do think like this is a Juilliard trained actor, like he has the range to do whatever, and so I don't even necessarily think that like Superman is going to be a character where he's always this like bubbly, happy, everything's good. Like at some point we are going to get like
this is
for the man who has everything, where it is going to be like a very a very sad, very somber movie. Like
Mm-hmm.
that is going to happen. Like I fully believe that that's exactly the kind of story that James Gunn in this universe is going to want to tell. And I don't know that he'll tell it himself.
Yeah.
But I could also see like him crossing over for a World's Finest with Batman, and like that being a very different tone sort of thing.
I can
So,
see it.
Yeah, I'm just really excited
yeah.
for like all of these different projects just being what, like the fact that they're like, yeah, we're gonna do a Clayface project is just like, all right.
You're like, all right, sure, I'll take it.
Like it's just gonna be,
Right.
you know, it's gonna be like going to a comic shop, and I'm kind of down for that.
I'm wondering if they're gonna go kind of that old school. He was the actor, you know, and got his face.
Yeah. We
yeah.
have some like leaks from it, and we do know leaks, very loose. It may also just be lies, but we know that it's based on that. It's supposed to be the Matt Hagen version, who is, I think, the actor.
Nice.
We do know it's supposed to be like a there's going to be like a romance aspect where it's like, I don't know. I'd have to reread the article that I read, but yeah, it's going to be a very like tragic story is what they were like really leaning into, and like a body horror type
For
thing.
sure.
So
yeah, for sure, it's got to be that.
So there's a lot
I mean,
going on there.
all you have to look at is the Batman animated series. That they told that story perfectly in there, like literally. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what that's one of the ones that they said that they were basing it on. So
See, I love hearing that. By the way, Nerd said that they could base it off the JLA New Frontier Batman. I could actually see that working too. More of an old school styling for Batman.
Yeah, I never actually did New Frontier, so I don't know.
It's pretty good. I think you might like it. Had darker tones to it too, actually. But yeah, I can see that Batman working too, Nerds. And even if he went Brave and Bold, Brave and Bold Batman still throws hands. It just gives an homage to, you know, the Adam West-esque Batman with a blam, bam, bam. So, but other than that, I mean, you don't have to do that part and still make him, you know, capable, but also kind of lighthearted in some areas. I can see that.
Yeah.
Oh, Abdel, we had just talked about that a while ago. He said, please tell me that Ana de Armas Wonder Woman rumors are true. We were just talking about that a while ago. If you get a chance, go back, skip back sometime after we finish, and you hear that part we discussed on Wonder Woman. But yeah, listen, that said, all in all, we do got to get out of here. I have to get prepared for work. But I think if you all have not seen Superman, I don't think we said too much to spoil anything either, honestly. We said a few things, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be too bad. I think you'd still enjoy it.
Yeah. So I hope you guys go and check it out. Don't let these people online discourage you. It is a good movie. I enjoyed it. Under the Red Hood is actually excellent, Abdel. 100%. One of my favorite Batman and Red Hood depictions, actually. He, by the way, was giving him the pause in that movie. He beat the hell out of old Red Hood in there. I mean, they both were giving each other trouble, but he was handling his ass. Oh, yeah. Anyway, that said, yeah, thank you all in the chat for being here with us and holding us down. We really appreciate it. Dr. Dry Rub, thank you very much, brother, for giving away game donations to the chat. If you all have not or have done so and collected one of the codes, please give them a shout and a thank you. Yeah, and we'll get out of here. Danny, my good brother, tell the good folks where they can find you and what you'll be up to.
Yeah, so you can find my podcast, Ready, Set, Replay, on Spotify or YouTube. I'll drop the link in the chat now. We are covering a lot of pop culture news and also doing a lot of like retro replays. We just put out 3 back-to-back episodes of Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. And we're about to do, this Tuesday is going to be Code Veronica. So that one will be cool. Had a lot of fun with that game. We're also rewatching back through the original series of Star Trek. So if you want to hear a person who was born in the 90s watching 60s Star Trek for the first time, we have a lot of fun. There's a lot of interesting conversations. You can find that over in those places. Or you can follow me on Twitter or Blue Sky at Daniel J. McGee.
Now, you know, it wouldn't be right if you didn't hum the theme.
I figured you would get me for it. You know, I thought you'd get it. What a fun show that is. Like, it's got some issues for sure. Like, it is old. But the episode we just put out last was we covered 2 episodes in one episode of the podcast, but one of the ones that we covered in that was called Space Seed, and it's the one that introduces the character of Khan, as known as
Right.
And it's a really fun episode. There's a lot of crazy shit that's going on. So I would highly love and respect anybody who went over there. And you know what? Honestly, if you hated all my opinions about Nintendo stuff, you should go over there and tell me how bad my opinions are in the comments there. Because frankly, the engagement would be really nice.
There you go. And for those who did, outside of going to that channel and spreading the hate, spread hate here as well in the chat, in the comment section. And give Danny your thoughts, and your disagreements and whatever else, Yeah.
For sure.
So, yeah, as far as for myself, of course, Infinite Umbra or Umbra Infinite, you guys will find me either way on social media. And Tuesdays, typically the Xbox Factor. I missed it this week. I got to give an apology to Boom. I was up and so tired. I thought, I was so hazy. I thought I texted my brother that I wasn't going to be able to make it, and I did not. Like, I was like, okay, I texted him. I didn't tell him a thing. So I owe Boom an apology for that. Luckily, he had Crispy Bomb came by and held it down with Jamie and him. But, yeah, I missed that show. But typically, I'm there Tuesdays at 12 o'clock Eastern. Of course, back here with us, me and Danny, and possibly a guest here. We are approaching 100 episodes. So I do want to pull some, crazy, right? I do want to pull some people here. I've already talked to a few people that you all would know for sure that said they would come by, some big names too. So definitely, to come by and give us a shout. So I hope you guys will be there for us with that as well. And Fridays, of course, the Infinite Podcast, myself, Risky for the Biscuit, That Blue Number, and Dante Moody. I'm not sure if we have a show this week. We might. Risky has been moving around as far as doing things for work, so I'm not sure, but we'll see. If so, we'll post it on Twitter later tomorrow and such. And guys, I want you guys to go out and enjoy yourselves, enjoy some gaming. I know I will. I'm gonna be taking this Switch 2 to work with me. Get me some Donkey Kong on. I shouldn't be saying that. I'll probably get in trouble, but yeah. But yeah, we will see you guys later. You all have a great weekend and a great night. Later, guys.
See you.